going on, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Come on in. Shout out to Ginger Spice for becoming a member. How you doing? Happy Sunday. I know. I did not go live yesterday. I chilled. Yeah, I had a whole brain break. My kids, they're like almost grown men, so we just kind of chilled out, cleaned up, did laundry, you know, caught up on some house chores. So how y'all doing? I hope all is well. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Thank y'all so much for supporting the channel here. We did not have Scientology Sunday. I'm gonna do a quick live later on tonight, and I'm not gonna be long. All right, not gonna be long. I thought about doing the members only live. I think you guys want me to check out what you call this live stream, and I was like, I watched it, and I just didn't know what to take out of it. If you all want to watch it and just kind of let me know what you all think, that's one thing. But I was like, I just rather not. I'd rather not. I'm be honest. I rather speak on how this whole conscious community is letting Umar get away with everything, everywhere, all at once. No accountability at all. And I want to start off with some um videos. We're going to check out some throwbacks that I have not seen, but the first videos we're going to check out come from KKC. It's one interview. I think he split them up, but the way Marianne talks about this whole thing, it's like this is how, and she continues to say she's a part of this conscious community. This is how they think and let him get away with stuff. And when I listened to it, I said, for her to keep saying, I'm from the conscious community, I'm a part of it, we're still family. I mean, you can't say that they're trying to hold him accountable. They want him to show them the books, to show any expenses, reports, invoices. And then when the opportunity presents itself for you to hold him to the fire, you do nothing. They've been letting him do this for over 10 years. When are they going to get mad enough to say this is enough and then tell him to get a job? It's funny how none of the conscious community people, the ones who are business owners, will tell Umar, here, fill out this application. You need to work. This is not the example we want for boys. You're not working. You're just doing, you're traveling, doing podcast stuff, but you're not doing anything towards getting a school, and you're talking about building something. You show us proof that you're paying towards some bandos and you're trying to open a school, then whatever. But you still got to prove that. Until then, you need to work. Or else you make other people think it's okay to be lazy. Because that's what they permitted him to do. Be lazy as hell and then be a narcissist and blame everyone else when things don't work out. And it's disgusting. And so when we hear these series of these videos, this is someone who claims to still be in this conscious community. I want y'all to pay attention to how she talks about this. I want y'all to pay attention to it. This is beyond just, y'all talking about Marianne. No, it's about what she represents. And why this whole plague of a conscious community thing here that is allowing Umar to get away with everything. No accountability whatsoever. It's causing more damage and harm than good. And he's not the only one. Look at Polite. Hood Horrors dropped a new episode on Polite. As we watch those series, we're starting to see these are people who represent the conscious community. Not the greatest of examples to me. If I were someone looking at this community to try to be a part of it, these are the examples you have here. A Umar, a Polite, a Pharaoh, a Nature Boy, a Marianne. These are their examples. And I'm not saying all of them are bad. But if they're not getting in Umar's ass, what are they doing? What good are they? And then that's the bigger thing that I wanted to tackle here in this video. Because it's one thing for us here as content creators, independent journalists, whatever you want to call yourself, to point out all this that's going on. But look who was supporting him. Look who supported him and holding him up. This is this community that has allowed him to get away with all this crap for all these years. And people like him. And they claim to be the leaders and the figureheads. And this is the crap they put forth to the black community, talking about, oh, you should support them because they're black. Fuck no. You should be disgraced by these people, especially because they're black. Simply because they're sitting here getting charged with heinous crimes, going to jail. Umar should have definitely been, at the very least, investigated by the IRS already. What does he do? No, he gets his old goonie goons to go out here to try to dox people and to silence critics because he doesn't like our First Amendment. Like I give a damn. That's his pattern. That's his MO. And we're gonna check out some videos where he's been like this for years. And their response is, well, don't tear him down because he's a black man. You guys are gonna be just as irritated as I am now when you hear this. So let's get some comments in. Because I want the bigger issue to be clear on why. When even when it comes to someone like an Umar or a Marianne or a Polite or whatever, they should be scrutinized until they prove that they are worthy of getting the support. We should be more selective as black people, communities in general, women, men should be more selective of whom we support because we owe them nothing. They should earn it. Make them earn your support. That's the same thing I say when it comes to politics. Make these politicians earn your vote. Don't just vote for them because, reasons. No, make them earn it. Does that make sense? So we're going to kick this off. Shout out to KKC. He broke this interview down into 3 parts. Actually, I want to start with part 1. We got part 3 up. So we're going to watch this because I want y'all to understand. This is the garbage that has allowed Umar to get away with what he's been doing for all these years. And she also talks about this, non-existent lawsuit. It's like she just lied like hell. For no damn reason. And it wasn't even necessary. And I think KKC has been reporting on this for a minute. So, she just went over there and just lied like hell on his platform. Brought no lawsuit or anything at all. No evidence. But yet, somehow, let's just break this down. So it goes to show how cunning they can be if you don't really just call them out, while they're sitting here yammering on. Call them out. I'm sorry, you say you got a lawsuit? Pull up the case. Show us the court documents. It's just proof she fooled a lot of people. And whether you were fooled or not, where's the lawsuit filings? And she never showed anybody anything with that. And this is why people thought she was talking about a lawsuit, because she went on several channels and talked about a lawsuit. Not a mediation, not an arbitration, not an ombudsman, a lawsuit. So we're going to check this out. Let's get some comments in. Y'all good? I just had to give my little introduction. While y'all come in, hit that like button as you all coming in, by the way. I appreciate all of you all in the support. And I appreciate all of y'all for checking this out. ACDT, how you doing? What's going on? You got the big eyes. What's going on, Uncle Mo? How you doing? Hello, hey Melinda. What's happening? What's going on, Flossie? Gigi, Saint. Shout out to my mods, you all. I have the best mods on YouTube. Don't let anybody tell you anything any differently. But I had to go into my little beginning intro because I want you all to understand what, why you see the title the way you see it, why you see, what the videos, the information we're gonna check out. We're not gonna watch. I have 2 other videos. We're not gonna watch all of it, but I want you all to get an understanding of, why this whole thing has been embarrassing from day one, because they let him do this and get away with it. They let him get away with it. And not just him. Look how they slow to move when it comes to Polite. And that idiot is in prison. Can't make this up. The Umar verse is busy. Yeah, it is. Hey, Kayla, how you doing, honey? Tommy, what's going on? Tammy, I'm sorry. Tammy, what's going on? Happy Sunday to you all. Just V Everybody's up in here. You guys, make sure you guys are hitting that like button coming in. Sean Flossie said the conscious community is very toxic, is undeniable at this point. Yeah, it is. I'm not seeing great things come out of this. I'm not saying people aren't doing some good, but man, the people they're putting to the forefront, the ones they lifting up and put it up on the pedestal, are garbage. They're garbage people. Umar is garbage. Polite is garbage. Marianne is a liar. You got garbage people you put into the forefront, and then when things don't go the way they want it, then they point and blame someone else, or they just say, the white man, it's the white man, it's something white man, and that's it. But yet, where are the expenses and the invoices for vendor services, contracts, anything? Proof that renovations being done on bandos. Why is there so much black mold? How is that going to get treated again? What's the application for the permit? Those questions that this community could be hammering him with every single time he gets on a platform. No, you know what these punk ass coward men do? Oh, I'm rocking with you, Umar. Why? You don't owe him that. You're a grown ass man. This lab podcast is no different than Charlemagne and all the rest of them, Breakfast Club, all the rest of them. They're garbage. They some cowards. They some punks. These are grown men groveling to Umar. For what? Grow a spine. Umar, you don't scare no damn body. You unemployed buffoon. You have nothing to offer. He's given no one anything. He doesn't even take care of his kids. So if he can't even provide his offspring with something, what the hell does everybody believe he's giving to a community? A community. Pick one. Nothing. He can't even show permits to prove that renovations is being done on a bando. He's given nothing to any community whatsoever. Nothing. And now we're going to hear Marianne express on behalf of this conscious community exactly how complicit they truly are. It is pathetic. As if Umar pays their mortgage. You can't make this up. But yet he wants everybody to hit his Cash App and PayPal while he spends their money in their face. It's like he's playing in their face. You can't make this up. Hey, Francis, how you doing? Shout out to my boys. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all for holding it down. The conscious community is real. Duke, I feel the same way. Whatever they claim it to be, it's a joke. Yeah, I'm sure there's some good people everywhere. But man, don't push Umar into the forefront and then get mad talking about, oh, well, he's black. People try to say the same thing when it comes to Candace. I don't give a damn about Candace being black. She's still stupid. Changed nothing. She's still an idiot. Who doesn't know the difference between the letter N and the number 9? What the hell? Why does skin color permit you to be a buffoon? That's my whole thing. Umar being black does not mean he should be asking for money just for you all to put in his pocket. While he can't produce a bank name to show any proof that any accounts were frozen. He won't even give a bank name. What's the name of that bank, Umar? The Oompa Loompa. Why do you have an FDMG account when you're not even the registered agent on the LLC? You can't make this up. Y'all understand what I'm saying? get a clue. Say, I agree. ACDT, conscious community, low self-esteem, criminality, and wild fantasy. It seems like it. All the big puns they put in front of the people, yeah, they're in prison. They're in jail. No. This is when she went to KKC a while ago. I don't know how long this was. When was this? This was a month ago, y'all. But I listened to this interview here. He broke it down to 3 different videos, and I was like, oh my God. She's been saying exactly what people don't want to hear this entire time. And this is how this black conscious community that Umar is a part of, this is how they think. Their thought process. She talks about elders and how they was, leave her alone. That's her excuse anyway. Leave him alone. He's black. He's doing something positive. What the hell has he done? He can't even provide a receipt. All that people have been through. You mean to tell me that you can't even tell him to provide a receipt as accountability? You're scared to do that? These people have no backbones. You can't make this stuff up. And they'll tell you, we've been through slavery, Jim Crow. Yeah, we've been through a lot as a people. We're not sitting here and go coward out on a Umar. You need to tell me after all your ancestors have been through between slavery and Jim Crow, we still can't ask other black people to show a receipt. So we don't have a spine when it comes to us holding each other accountable, is what you're telling me. Oh, okay. It's some clown shit. I don't, nope. Nope. We'll go out and protest all day, but we won't hold each other accountable and say, where's the receipt for this invoice for these vendors that you claim are coming in renovating these bandos? Produce that and then holler at me. Until then, go sit your ass down and get a job, Umar. That's how they should be. That should be their focus at this point. I'm sorry, you coming in showing us receipts and vendor invoices and contracts? No permits, nothing. Okay, we'll get your ass out somewhere. We're not supporting you until you do right by me. Until you show us some evidence that you're doing something, go sit down and kick rocks. And we're not talking about you working with Debo or them. No. Show us a real vendor contract. We need to see it. Or otherwise, we're not supporting your ass. We're not hitting your cash out. We're not hitting your PayPal. You think that would be too hard for them to say? You can't make this up. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Y'all know Mama got to fuss a little bit. Let's go. I'm going to get started on this. We're going to get to part 1. Shout out to KKC for doing this, braving through this interview. It's something else. And I believe it was a panel. So let's get to it. Y'all put a 1 in the chat where you can see it here. Let's go.
So with this Umar scenario, it's extremely complicated. You guys have to understand, all 40 of us are part of the conscious community. As African American, I invite all of you, wherever there's a concentration of Black population, you're going to find some conscious community, and to educate ourselves to kind of learn the community. He knows that the community does not believe in going to court because we feel, because of the high rate of incarceration for African American men, the court is not the friend of Black community. We feel you're in a white arena and it's tearing a Black man down. So in the conscious community, they teach you sit down, resolve your matter with your brother. Court is actually the last resource. And I know it's hard for some of you looking from the outside to understand the concept, but in the conscious community, there's a lot of good people, law-abiding, hard.
I'm sorry. Where's the law-abiding anything in this? When we're okay with polite though, running around doing the dumb shit he was doing. He was scamming people and looking at underage girls. They good with that in that conscious community. Y'all good with that in the conscious community? For whomever's listening. You have more than just one bad example. You have several. And they look to these people as prominent leaders. And the elders are getting behind people like Umar and Polite. The elders should be questioned for many days, for many hours. I mean, heavily questioned. Their competency should be questioned. Their morality, their integrity, their ethics, everything should be under fire with this so-called elderly association or whatever they are in the conscious community. Question their asses. Because there's nothing right about that. Court is the last resort? No. Not when you talking to him has not worked. How long has Umar been saying he wanted a school? For almost 14 years. 14 years. It's the year of our Lord 2026. To the elders of this conscious community, either you all grow a spine and tell Umar, if you're not going to open up a school, stop asking us for money and go sit your ass down and go get a job. Or we're going to start holding you all accountable for this nonsense. We're enabling this dumbass behavior. And all these grown-ass men with these podcasts that keep letting another grown man that's unemployed come on a podcast and punk them out. What was that podcast's name that he just did? Made him look like a whole chump. What a punk ass. I rock with you. What do you mean? Can you ask him where the permits are? Where are the permits? So you're not going to ask him, what has he done with all the money? Umar is a narcissist. He doesn't believe in accountability. He doesn't care about hypocrisy. He doesn't respect our laws or our courts. But his punk ass don't want to go to jail. He would never want to do that. Yeah, it might be fun for him. Who knows? Put him in cell 130. Oh, Umar, don't make me have Coco go do a song called Cell 130 on your ass, you clown.
Hard working, just good individual. Now, the reason that we're different, the 40 of us, but it's not just us, there's different pockets. They just haven't moved because the community, believe it or not, it's heart wrenching.
Hey,
You have a
Black
lot of
Anonymous.
elders that are still protecting and supporting Umar. What I want you guys to understand, when a community invites him, that brings money. It doesn't matter if all community are different
What
level
money?
financially. It doesn't matter if the community is not that strong financially. When
What do you mean?
Umar arrived, it gives a financial boost to the community. So for
What
the
money?
elder, it's more like a financial thing. They know Umar is dirty.
Okay, so the elder, who are these damn elders? Because they need their ass whooped. What money? You know, anybody can say their community has been enriching by Umar? Because I don't see how he's bringing wealth with him. He's unemployed. What wealth? What money? She's supposed to be speaking on behalf of the conscious community and these so-called elders and blah, blah, blah. Who are these damn elders? Because obviously mathematics go over their heads. Okay, so all this money he's supposed to bring with him, and none of that somehow can be manifested into showing receipts on how much he's collected in the name of a school being opened. Funny how that's never come to fruition. So they can sit here and say he brings wealth, but they just don't have receipts to show it. They can't give an account for it. It's not in writing. It must be in literature world. Y'all, that wealth is coming in literature world in them opium tents.
But the connection still stays. So with the 40 of us within the community, when he takes donation money, we all, the attorneys, they all saw a pattern. All donation was made under his name. That's how he wanted it. Donations were not made to FDMG. So all 40, these are not people that gave like $50, $10. We're talking in the thousands. Family, out of the 40 of us, the person who gave the smallest was 5.
Did y'all hear that? The donations were not made to FDMG. What the hell are you talking about? Where do they go? Don't tell me some elders let this happen.
Donations were not made to FDMG. So all 40.
Donations were not made to FDMG. So they just put money in his pocket. Because reasons. It's got to be the zenith of stupidity. He's got a bunch of elderly black people just putting money in his name and not in FDMG's name. You can't make this out. Donations were not made to FDMG. Dear Lord.
These are not people that gave like $50, $10. We're talking in the thousands. Family, out of the 40 of us, the person who gave the smallest was $5,000.
Oh my God.
$5,000. So, and that money that's given to Dr. Umar, it's not like a lump sum of money. That money is given in time. So somebody may donate your first donation, maybe 1,000, maybe 500. Donors are repeated giver. And he keeps track of all his donors. There's retreat for us. There's
y'all see what she repeating his nonsense. Where's this list that he's been keeping track of? She's saying this as if she's seen it. Why didn't she take a copy of it and post it up? This list should not be some secret thing here. Post it up. This is a nonprofit organization that doesn't even exist as a school. You know, just two bandos that K-12 management bought. He can't even show receipts that he bought a building or that he paid money towards it or that he's making payments on it. Because, you know, you would have receipts for that. You paying, you know, rent, leasing out of space, or you paying back money towards somebody because they forked up the money to buy two bandos for you. You would have receipts for all of that shit. Receipts. Proof of transactions. Not just you saying it. That should not be adequate for anyone at this point. Him saying we bought the building should not be adequate. Where's the proof that you bought anything with your name on it, Umar? because K12 management bought the bandos. So where's your receipts that you bought it? Because so far there's no proof that you bought a damn thing. No receipts, proof of transactions that you're even paying towards the bandos. You don't even want to pay the water and sewage bill. So kick rocks. Where's this list of donors? Because she just said donors are ones who give every month. Repeat it. So if you've only done it once, Marianne is repeating his BS talking points. Because they're working together. By saying that the one-time person who gave $10, yeah, you mean nothing. You're irrelevant.
Just special event that sometimes are done for donors.
Yeah,
and
artists.
you have to understand, you guys are also looking from the outside. We all know Umar shady, but you have to understand everybody in that group had a personal relationship with him. It was not a flyby. When I say personal, it's either it was business, but there's some kind of connection where they know him as an individual. And out of the 40, the lawyers were very, 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 uncomfortable. 2 individuals were intimate. I mean, we're going to keep it real. I'm not calling out name, but 2 people were physically intimate with Umar Johnson. So you have to understand, I think the fear that I'm picking from them, that I'm noticing, the way that...
And this is the thing. She tries to play defense. She repeats Umar's talking points because, she's a liar like he is, right? What they have not done is shown any receipts of anything. So we can definitely say that we have not seen a list. We have not seen receipts or proof of purchase, proof of transactions, nothing. It's mighty ironic how she is literally trying to define what a donor is. And it's the same thing he says, especially when he went on that last podcast. No, the donors to me, in my mind, is a repeated list. What do you mean? That's not how donors are defined to be, based on the dictionary. Just because they want to twist it up and speak a whole new language, Ewok and alien, does not mean that the definition of the word donor should change. It doesn't change. They're literally saying the same thing here. It's like she's his mouthpiece at this point. Marianne, you full of shit.
We're moving. We go to court. They spelled it out to us. There is a high risk of him facing prison time. And I think women are emotional creature. And I think that's the fear. This stain will be on all 40 of us. We're the group that caused Dr. Umar to go to prison. How will the community view us? How will Black America
Why is that a stain?
And then there's a little thing among them, because when we have our group discussion without the attorney. So they're like, well, what if he does open the school? What if this is kind of like a hurdle? What if we're destroying something that's going to benefit Black America that's bigger than us?
There's nothing that is going to benefit this Black America at all with this dumbass idea of a school, because it's not going to ever come to fruition. It will not even pass inspection. But y'all, she said this a month ago. Y'all hear her? She might as well be Umar right now. Marianne, this is why we said you're colluding with him. You're repeating his bullshit.
Bigger than Umar. So, there's just a lot of emotion there. But
nothing he's going to teach
when we
anybody.
had the vote, I was voted out. If you guys go to my video on the 24th, when we all received our certified letters, like about 9 to 10 pages from the attorney, I jumped on there. I'm big on family time. Christmas Eve, I prepare dinner. We go to church. So I jump on there to announce, like, hey, the ball is rolling. Now there's a vote. They voted me out. They're like, you know what? We're going to do the sit-down approach to talk to him, to allow him to make it right. Because in their heart of heart, they don't believe Umar wants to go to prison. They don't believe Umar wants to go into that legal realm, because he will.
Who cares if he wants to go to prison? That's exactly where he belongs. These court documents, these 10 pages or anything. Yeah, no, we never saw that, y'all. Because she lied like hell to everyone. I don't care how long you've been talking about Umar. No one asks here, can you show us these documents? Because until you show us, it doesn't exist. Now we're having to be more stringent. But that wasn't asked by anybody on this panel. So she lied to everybody. You understand?
to 10 pages from the attorney. I jumped on there. I'm big on family time. Christmas Eve, I prepare dinner. We go to church. So I jump on there to announce,
Yeah,
like,
what they
hey,
say,
the
black
ball
anonymous.
is rolling. Now there's a vote. They voted me out. They're like, you know what? We're going to do the sit down approach to talk to him, to allow him to make it right. Because in their heart of heart, they don't believe Umar wants to go to prison. They don't believe Umar wants to go into that legal realm because he will be vulnerable. He will not have two legs to stand
Go be
on.
single.
And then I told him, I said, he's so cunning. You're playing with a snake. It's dangerous. That's the route we should have gone with court. They're like, Sister Marianne, we're going to go this route. And
I
if
know, right, BB.
court is the last option that we use, we're going to feel like, the blood is on his hand, not ours. We did everything humanly possible.
After 14 years, how much longer does one have to wait? And I mean, honestly, when I listened to this, that's what I kept saying. It's been 14 years. He's been saying he's going to open a school, whether it be in Delaware or Pennsylvania, for 14 years. It has not happened. 14 years. No one is obligated to give Umar more time to do nothing but keep begging for money because his lazy ass refuses to get a job and he keeps distorting the definition of the word donor. Because it's not like, Umar, we can just Google it. Here on earth, in this reality, the definition of donor is not what you keep claiming it to be. We don't care what you think or feel, Umar, or Marianne, or the conscious community, or anyone else that wants to repeat this bullshit. 14 years this man has gotten away with telling you all he's going to do something. Do I get to just throw out a pipe dream and no one hold me accountable? I'm going to just start saying things that I'm going to do and then ask you all to donate towards it. See how far I get. Maybe the elders of this conscious community will start paying my rent. It seems like that's what they're doing. They're just taking care of this grown ass man who refuses to get a job. And they're babying him. Oh no, let's not attack him. He's 50-some years old. What the F you talking about? But they come from an era where they had to protest and be tough though, right? Why enable this grown ass man again? It's funny. He's not living with these so-called elders of this conscious community either. Because he's not. I don't see them like running around here talking about, yeah, I'm taking care of Umar. He living in my house. He got a bedroom and a bathroom. We pay the mortgage. He pays no bills. He didn't have to buy no food. We're just taking care of him like he's a child or an idiot. Yeah, it is. I don't hear them saying that. Because, Marianne, if you're going to sit here and repeat his talking points, why not just let him live in your house? You had such a problem with him saying, can I come over? She probably did let him come over. Why not let him live with you? You going to repeat this BS? Let him live with you then. Take care of his grown ass. And tell him to stop begging. Can't make this up. Who are these elders again?
To help him make it right. Family, I am not exaggerating. I swear to each
She
one
lying.
of you, I can't make this up. This man came up with his team. They gave her these elaborate graphic chart. And I'm like, why would you go through all this trouble? It had to be someone from graphic. They pay money for this chart. When I tell you elaborate, when he makes his little video coming February 7th, you guys will probably get a chance to see
exactly
the chart breakdown. And through the entire time, we never saw a renovated classroom. We never saw a renovated hallway. We never saw a renovated bathroom. We never saw the principal office. He showed us no finished work. They assure us the school is completely renovated. We never seen this HVAC that he jumps on and talks about continuously. And then if you guys look at YouTube, some of you who are YouTuber, you have so many content creator that has done video and show us the outside of school. He didn't even show us the outside of the school. So they came to us with graphic and with word. So the attorney's like, look, we see what you're saying. So the demand for the 40 is like, hey, open the school. And I kind of wish like we had worded differently. It was like, open the school or you're paying everybody every cent. And then me.
Why would you want kids to go in these buildings now with all that black mold? Why, at this point, would anyone want him to open these bandos? with all of that damn black mold. Didn't I say that every parent that let the kids go into that building should lose custody? Yeah. Test me on that one, Umar. I have no problem getting your dissertation, you coward. You punk ass. Test me on that. CPS will be waiting on all they dumbasses if they sit here and let these innocent kids go into those buildings. CPS will be waiting on you.
I wouldn't get any money out of the deal. The reason they brought me on, it's because of the amount that I've given, and we all have paper from our financial institute. Listen, you guys will be surprised how these banks were able to pull. We got somebody who gave Umar money like 9 to 10 years, and the bank's able to pull proof. Yes, this check came out from this institute to Umar Johnson. So we all have proof. So he can't finagle his way like, okay, all these people didn't give you money because we love you, because we're your friend. And that's why the
Child.
attorney didn't want nobody who
He
rolled
asked
into
for
bed with
money.
him, because that could be compromising to the case. But the reason that they rolled with those two, it's because they felt their case was strong enough, it wouldn't hurt the group. You understand? So he can't come and say,
Yep.
no, it's because they love me, they're my friend. That money, that we have proof where our team could show, okay, this is for the school. You're either going to pay the donors or you're going to open the school. And this Negro, we kind of
Technically,
gave
then.
an opportunity. He wasn't aggressive. He wasn't disrespectful. He's like, yeah,
He's always disrespectful. It's disrespectful to beg for money for 14 years for some dumb pipe dream where you get offended when someone asks you about a curriculum. Or how do you plan on allowing these bandos, the school idea, to sustain itself? How are you going to generate revenue to pay teachers and staff? Who's going to drive buses and bring the kids to and from the school? What's your nutrition plan again? How you going to get food in here? Because, that's not going to mix well with all that black mold and shit. You can't make this up. But you don't want to take money from anyone else. You don't know who's giving you money. You claim you have a list. Where's this list again? See, that's the lies for me that are so illogical and it's so dumb. He doesn't go and verify who's giving him money to see if they're black or white. He doesn't care. He says that as a gimmick, and you got people that's still stupid enough to believe that he actually goes and vet to see who's sending him a Cash App and a PayPal. He has white people, Asian people, Hispanic people giving him money all over the world. He said that himself. So that's proof that he doesn't vet who's giving him money. He's not sending it back to somebody either because they're white. You get a white person to give him money, $100 in his Cash App. You think he's going to send that money back saying, no, I cannot accept this because you're white? I would love for any other race of individuals that's ever given Umar money to post up any text message, email, or evidence as proof that he sent it back to you because you were not black. Please, I dare you. You don't even listen. Just show us any evidence. If any of you have ever given Umar money and you're not black, or, as he put it, African. So if you're not European African, I don't know. He calls everybody African now. But if you're not black and you've given him money, can you please email me any text message or email or anything he's ever sent you where he returned your money and said, I cannot accept this because I found out that you're white and I can't keep your money. And it's $100 or more. I don't care how much it is. I don't care if it's $5. Just so I can prove that he lies like hell about that. He does not care who gives him money. But just for shits and giggles, let me just do my thorough vetting on this. If any of you would like for me to be able to, I'm going to put a whole presentation together and everything with that. Just so I can slam dunk it in Umar's face about how much he lies about that. Please email it to me at ladyluckclubllc@yahoo.com. And you can read like personal information, stuff like that, redact it out. Just like whatever your username on YouTube is and your amount and any message he sent to you saying, I have to send you this money back because you're not black. I don't care what race you are. If he found out you're not black, because he said only black people can send him money, please send me any evidence or proof you have to show you sent this man money and you are not black and he returned it to you. Because we all know he kept it if you gave it to him. If he returned it, I want to see that. I want to see that evidence. Please, by all means, email it to me. Because you just can't make this up.
Renovations up. We're about to open the school. And then the attorney's like, well, yeah, but you're not showing us anything. This is graphic. So it's like, yeah, on the 7th, I'm going to make this grand. He's supposed to do something grand for Black America, for his donor, for the conscious community, to show the journey, the hardship he had coming and making FDMG a reality. So what I want you guys to understand, it's not like we show up as a group with his legal team and with our legal team and it's a slam dunk. It's a process. He told us it was going to be a process. Let me tell you, Umar, I'm going to tell you one thing about him. This man's not going to go down without a fight. But the scam that I'm peeping from him, I think he's like these 40.
She's sitting here saying he's not going to go down without a fight, and then turned her after saying, but the elders, they don't want to fight with him at all. They rather just sit down and talk to him. So if they know what they're getting into and they know he's not going to go down without a fight and you're supposed to be speaking on their behalf, then what the hell are they doing? Other than showing us how much more useless they are. Useless. Y'all, this is on KKC's channel. This was done a month ago. I have a few more videos I'm going to show, but I want you all to understand this is how this conscious community thinks. All the elders there, because reasons. They've sat here and enabled Umar to do this for over 14 years with this BS school thing. And she's supposed to be speaking on their behalf. And because they have failed to take action, it's hard to say she's lying about that. She's just repeating his talking points. And it makes her look even worse. It makes her look even more like a joke. This was just a month ago. My, oh my, how the mighty have fallen. Or the dumb. She was never mighty. But this is what the conscious community wants to put forward. People like Umar and Polite and Marion, Pharaoh, Nature Boy. This is the people they want to push to the forefront. To say, here are our leaders. We can't talk bad about them. They're doing positive things. But yet they can't name one thing that this person has done. Asking for money is not a positive thing. That's just him begging like hell. That's not positive for the community. But you let her tell it. Everywhere Umar goes, he brings some sort of financial resource. There's some financial boost that happens. But yet he has to turn around and beg everybody else for money for him. So how is there a financial boost if Umar's begging? Y'all make sure if you want to contribute to the Lady Luck Club. The Cash App and the Zelle is scrolling at below. We got the $70 Comcast bill that's come in. All supers, everything's going to go towards that because, it's got to get paid. You can't make this up. Y'all hit that like button most of all because I want to piss off this conscious community to the point where they stop being hypocritical and they start holding Umar to the fire and tell him to go sit the F down. We're not putting kids in these buildings. It's riddled with black mold. Lady Luck Club is going to call CPS on all of us. Stop playing this BS game and get a job. You haven't built anything. You have no evidence or proof that you've even got a contract with a vendor to do anything to these bandos. You keep lying to the public and then you turn around and ask for money. The audacity. And she claims that he comes with all this financial wealth and boost. You can't make this shit up. Marianne, you're a clown.
40 backward chick from Ohio are on my ass. So I'm going to have to open this school.
Like
he's going to open the school, family. That's what he stands on. The school's going to open. Now, I don't know how functional, but he's going to come and show, hey, yep, I had money raised from my black community. He didn't take money from any other ethnic group, but people of African descent. I took money from my community.
How can she prove that? Y'all see how she just repeats his talking points? Marion came straight out of Umar's left butt cheek. You can't make this up. The school's going to, I don't know how functional, but he's
going to come and show, hey, yep, I had money raised from my Black community. He didn't take money from any other ethnic group.
He didn't take money from any other ethnic group. How did you prove that again? Because I'm gonna shatter your world, Marion and Umar, since y'all in cahoots. I'm gonna get any and every evidence, piece of documentation that anyone's willing to send me to show proof that other ethnic groups have given Umar money and he did not return it. And if he did, then he's a clown. But I highly doubt anyone was going to send me any evidence to prove, oh, he returned it because I was white. I highly doubt it. The point of me asking for is because I know I'm not going to see that. But shock me, please shock me. I want to be taken by surprise. Send me evidence that he returned money to you because you were not an African descent. You're not from some Black community. Please. I would love to be proven wrong. With real verified, and it's going to get vetted. It's going to get vetted. Cash outs, PayPals you sent. And he returned it because he found out that you were not Black. Okay.
But people of African descent,
you can't make
I took
this
money
out.
from my community. I built the school. Here, the school. I renovated, and the school is coming. And then the scam. Follow me now, y'all. Please follow me. The scam is gonna be. Look, my hands is tied behind my back. The city of Delaware is against me. They don't want to see black progress. What he has been successful is playing that race card throughout the community, and he's gonna play it with Black America. Look. They're trying to keep a Black man down. That's the scam. I'm guaranteeing you guys. Trust me, you guys got it here first. That's what he's gonna roll with. You understand, family? So
I don't understand none of this dumb shit.
I truly agree with you, sister.
I don't understand none of the dumb shit. None of it. It's so contradictory. It's not even funny.
You're trying to keep a Black man
it's
down.
out. You know, unfortunately, it's a month later. I wish I would have been able to hear this a month ago. But having heard this and knowing that she's a liar, oh yeah, no. This is the mindset of these so-called elders and all these people in this conscious community that just get behind this man and they don't even force him to produce one receipt. Prove to us that you're sitting here only taking money from Black people and no other ethnic group. We've seen a woman of Asian descent call in to his, illegal psychology tip lines. We've gone over that where he was, trying to do his so-called session in his mama's closet. And an Asian woman called in, said that she supported him, she listens to him and everything. And he travels to other countries that are not African, countries. They're not countries in Africa. Because Umar, Africa is a continent, not a country. But he does travel to other countries that are not in Africa. That's proof right there. He has supporters that are not of African descent. And him just throwing African behind everybody else's ethnic group, according to him, does not make them Black. See, Umar, when you're racist as hell, it comes back and it bites you in the ass in ways you least expect. Now I'm just going to debunk the hell out of you with this whole donation thing, because no one in their right frame of mind is going to turn away a donation because it's not coming from a Black person. That is the dumbest stuff I've ever heard in my entire life. It's so stupid. He just wants your money. He doesn't care about your skin color when you're giving him money. Why does he make an issue of it? Because he's an idiot. And so are the people that support that nonsense. Oh, we don't take government money, but he wants a waiver from a government agency when it comes to taxes and fees. What's the difference? Why not just pay whatever the amount is? Why expect a waiver? Conscious community. Why are you all okay with him asking for a waiver from a government entity, but you're saying he's not taking government assistance? You understand that is getting government assistance when you're getting a waiver? Are they that dumb? I want them to be pissed off by the time they hear my video. It's stupidity on steroids.
That's the scam. I'm guaranteeing you guys. Trust me, you guys got it here first. That's what he's gonna roll with. You understand, family? So
Yes,
Thank you,
that
blood
was
I,
that
numbers.
was
I
that
made
was
that.
great info.
I truly
That's
agree
all
with
in
you,
the
Sister Marianne. I
I have,
truly
I
go ahead.
do have. I'm sorry, Manny. I do have like a question. So, is it
You want
okay
side
for
conversation? Who
us
knows?
to
I don't
say
know.
that you guys are in some sort of mediation since you are not in court?
So the process is, and I can talk as limitedly as I can. The
Okay.
process is to allow him. We made a presentation. Hey, you're gonna give this school that you promised, because the money was given under the intention you're going to provide a black institution that's going to mold black mind, that's going to give us black scholars. So you've taken this money throughout a long, prolonged period of time. You can't, it's against the law.
He's a
You can't have an
succulent.
indefinite donation scam. So now, hey, you got this money. We know you got this money. And we have, and he knows once that 40 hits court, it's going to be a domino effect. They're not trying to go to court. Guarantee you, family. You understand? So they're like, you have this money. We want the school, or we want you to pay every donor. See, that conscious community, they're playing it a way where we're
They're not
conscious.
playing at
We
all.
can't, we got to be true to what we stand about black power.
Well, okay, what do they stand for again? Because so far, that black power true standing has gotten them nowhere. Umar has been lying about this thing for 14 years. And they're just like, oh no, don't say anything bad about him. Let him keep lying to our faces. We love it. He's only taking money for black people, and it we can't prove it or anything, but it sounds good, I guess. Oh no. Don't stop him. Don't take him to court. He doesn't want to go. He's never gonna say he wants to go to prison. What normal person would say, yeah, I want to go to prison for many, many years to come? We hear somebody say that, we're gonna be like, you know what? You probably should be there. Sounds like that's where you belong. Prison. Good luck to you. People don't normally say that. So for her to say that, it's a moot point. It's irrelevant. No one says that. Only people who probably have that mentality belong there would say, yeah, I want to go to prison. Take me to prison. Okay, well, you should oblige him and take him to prison. Of course, Umar's a punk ass who's scared to go to prison. Most people don't want to go to prison. But they're not holding him accountable for anything either. And it's a disservice to those who do want to hold him accountable. Like people like myself that are independent journalists and want to report on information to the public so that they can see what's happening with their donor dollars. I don't care if it's $10 one time or $25 every month. I don't give a damn. And who in their right frame of mind would give him money and not make it out to FDMG? Why would you make that money order, check, or whatever out to Umar himself directly? Why would you do that? That's so stupid. You're giving him credence to say they didn't put FDMG's name on this donation. So I took it as this is a donation for me. Because this conscious community is gullible as hell. Yeah, I want them to be pissed off when I'm done. They're gullible as hell. Because they're supposed to be taking care of me and paying my bills. I don't know what the hell they thinking. Now they didn't go to no school. They didn't even put the school's name on the donation. Because I told them, do as I say, and they said, yes, master. You can't make this up. Good grief.
We
child.
can't take one of ours. He's still one of ours. That's how they look at it. And then hang him with the white man. You have to understand there is a racism history in this country. There's still misjustice to black people. And even if you're educated, sometimes you come in that professional space, you have to be twice as good as your counterpart. It's reality, family. It's reality, unfortunately. But what's so sad, all this knowledge he had, Umar could have done something great. This man went to school, it looked like, to be a scam artist. He is going to go down in black history as one of the biggest scam artists in the world.
Say it again.
And then the way it happens, he knows how to select his victim. Listen, when you're a mother.
He also knows how to select his protege, don't he, Marianne? Yeah. He knows how to select his cohorts. And that brainwashing is something else. It's the cult of the Umar Tardian is something else. They get dumber and dumber by the day, but it's something else. You're repeating his talking points, Marianne. And yet, you're basically telling us, because what I'm hearing is, no, I don't want to take him to court either because, it's 39 other people and they don't want to take him to court to, we're like romantically involved and never mind the idea of a romance scam. No, we're not even going to explore that, because that would be the smartest thing to do. We're just going to say, we're going to sit down and talk to him and give him an ultimatum. Either open the schools with black mold in it and then make it a health hazard for all these kids, or pay us all our money back. See, what money is he going to give you is the question. Of course, he's going to sit there and say, no, I'm going to open this because he has no money to give them because he's begging them for money. He keeps asking people to hit his Cash App and PayPal. He doesn't have a job. Of course, he is not going to do anything that's going to lead to him having to give back massive refunds. He doesn't give back money to people because they're white or Asian or Hispanic. I don't care if they're from Switzerland. If somebody from Switzerland sends him Cash Apps, he's going to spend it. He doesn't trace to see who this person is. It's stupid. It will be a vile waste of time. Maybe for him at this point, because it's not like he's just, got Cash Apps rolling in. But there are people who are still dumb enough to give him money. Can't tell people what to do with their money, but just know that you're taking care of this grown-ass man that doesn't want to get a job. What's the difference between him and any other person off the street? You might as well let a bum into your home and just give him a bedroom and a bathroom. Say, yeah, we're going to care for you forever. Every time you give Umar money, just give it to some homeless person on the street. Whether they look homeless or not. Never mind, you got some out here scamming doing that. But at least you'll be able to put the money in their hand and you can see the person and you can see what the hell they do with it. Even if they go buy alcohol. Because you damn sure can't tell what the hell Umar's doing with the money. Oh no, he will never give you all receipts on this. You'll never get an expense report or vendor invoices. You're not going to get any of that because it doesn't exist. The only permits we've seen is on the city's website. And somehow Umar's still stupid enough to think we can't get that information that's available to the public. They don't want to hold him accountable. They just want to keep letting him do whatever because he's black. Can't make this stop.
And I don't want no. I respect fathers. We got good fathers. But when you're a mother in this country, we have a lot of single mothers. A lot. Some of y'all came from single mother's household. When you're a mother, you're struggling. You got that one child that's giving you a headache. You can't afford to miss work just to even go to that parent-teacher conference or to go when the principal called you because you miss work. That's going to be food off the table. That's going to be jeopardizing the place where everybody lives. You understand? So his tactic is like, hey, I'm going to put this school that understand our children, that's going to help our boys that are being lost in the system. You understand? And as a mother, that swells your heart. Just like when you go to the church, the majority are women. Women are who supports the church. Women are the ones who are consistent in paying tithes and offerings. So within the community, his base supporter or financial hardship women. That's on what they call the poverty line. Mm-hmm. But you got some people who are disciplined. They'll bust 2 jobs. They'll do a double. You know what I'm saying? They know how to struggle to earn a little extra. So he comes in with the pretext, I'm going to help you with your son. You know what I'm saying? And the mother's all happy. And when you're a single woman, you're working hard, you're busting the move. Listen, sometimes you fall out of your feminine energy. And when a man comes, that's every woman. Any woman to tell you what I'm saying isn't true, they're lying to you. A man comes,
I don't even know what the hell she's saying. I don't even know what she's saying. What's she saying? Marianne, let's see if the kids don't have a father around. Where the father's at? I don't know what the hell you talking about. My boys have a father in their life. They have that father. What are you saying? Are you referring to mothers who don't have the kids' fathers around? What is her point? I don't get what she said. She's talking about anyone who says anything different than lying. You can kiss my ass, Marianne. My kids have their fathers. They will never go to Umar school. That will never be of benefit to them. Umar doesn't even have a curriculum. So if any mother lets their kids go into these black mold infested written buildings with no school curriculum, no nutrition plan, no way to pay teachers and staff. They should not even be mothers. They should lose custody. Right along with you. Marianne would never even let her kids go to the school. So what the hell is she talking about?
You're so happy. And when you're a single woman, you're working hard, you're busting the move. Listen, sometimes you fall out of your feminine energy. And when a man comes, that's every woman. Any woman to tell you what I'm saying isn't true, they're lying to you. A man comes, he's giving you that kind of attention. And then every woman is attracted to a man that has some kind of powerful status. Why do you think some of these people want to lay up with pastor? Women are attractive to power. So they see Umar as a savior coming to save their son. And this man, once he get into bed with you,
that's so dark. How many women in the chat want to lay up with their pastor? Marianne is disgusting. Ew. Girl, I do not want to lay up with my pastor. What are you talking about? How dare you generalize all women like this, Marianne? You got your damn mind. And then every woman is attracted to y'all. She's saying like
a man that has some kind of powerful status. Why do you think some of these people want to lay up with pastor? Women are attractive to power.
Oh my God, y'all. Who? Y'all. Oh no. You can't make this up. You got some women out there that will go after a pastor, but not all. Not even the majority. She is gross. All women are attracted to power. Listen, let me tell you something. You know, being the queen of YouTube, I feel like I have a lot of power and influence in my hands. Child, whether the power and influence is great or small, we all have some power. I mean, just even for our kids look up to us as mothers. So we do have power. It's in various ways, in various forms. Amen. Don't let anybody have you think that you don't have any power or influence. If you're a mother, if you're a teacher, a leader, you have the power and influence to make change happen no matter what you do for a living. You can't make this up. You don't have to sleep with please do not go out and sleep with your pastor thinking that that's the way to get power. You can't make this up. Marianne is gross.
Power. So they see Umar as a savior coming to save their son. Oh my God. This man, once he get into bed with you, the woman is lost emotionally. Now your judgment is clouded. You're attached to this man. He rapes them financially. And when I say rape, I don't want anybody to take like every sexual encounter he has with women. It's willingly. It's like two adult coming consent, but he comes with a conning. How do you know that? Nature. How do you know? He'll take your money. You know, he'll lay up with you.
That's a romance scam. Yeah, I'm gonna go get in a relationship with you just to defraud you of all this money. That is the epitome of a romance scam. So please tell me why she would think it would be a good idea to kick off two women from a possible class action lawsuit because they were romantically involved, when what she's describing is a romance scam. A romance scam is a type of fraud where a scammer feigns romantic interest to gain interest and manipulate victims into sending money or personal information. That is the epitome of a romance scam. You all understand now what I was saying about these two women that was romantically involved? The attorneys, if they were smart, could have flipped that around and made them the victims of a romance scam. I mean, if they have evidence and all the makings of a romance scam, the characteristics of a romance scam, that's exactly what the hell he did. And it wouldn't be a lie. You see, this is what it is. He met these women, put out this so-called romantic interest to gain their trust, to manipulate them, into sending him money. One of which she claimed took $8,000 out of her life. Whether she gave it to him or he just stole it, it doesn't say that he gave it to him or steal it. That makes a difference. Now, if he stole it, that's theft. But it's the whole point of getting them to give him money. Buy him gifts. Financially assist him in however. You can't make this up. This is real information here. Here's how scammers operate. They typically build a relationship over weeks or months, sending frequent messages, compliments, and even gifts to create emotional attachment. Once trust is established, they fabricate urgent scenarios such as these medical emergencies, legal troubles, travel expenses, or investment opportunities, such as him lying about opening a school, and request money. Hit the Cash App, hit the PayPal. Common payment methods include wire transfers, gift cards, money transfer apps like Cash App and PayPal, or crypto, which are difficult to trace or recover. Umar thought he kept a list of all of his donors. They didn't have a list. Why would it be difficult for them to prove that they were scammed in this romance scam if he keeps a list of all his donors? Marianne, you see why you and your cohort, Umar, are stuck on stupid and y'all telling on yourselves. Not very bright, are you? So since you claim there's a list out here, you know what would happen if somebody did sue him? Yeah, there's a list. He said he keeps track of all his donors. I have proof that I've sent him Cash Apps and PayPal. So if I'm not on his list, either the list doesn't exist or he's altered it and it's a lie. So keep lying, Umar and Marianne. Hell is hot. Can't make this up. So she's describing a romance scam, and yet 2 women couldn't be a part of a class action that was non-existent, by the way, because she lied about that. Because they were so afraid that they were going to be damaging to the case. God. So the attorneys are stupid as well. Can't make this up.
And I told you guys.
Sex for
The
profit.
testimony with that mother with those children. This man she said it with her own mouth. And then she's afraid to come out publicly.
I don't think
she's
that lawsuit
afraid
real.
of the backlash. She's afraid of Umar sending someone behind her. Listen, if you live in an impoverished community, you're already struggling. She can't take the risk Umar sending people at her doorstep.
Mm-hmm.
So she doesn't want to come out publicly. She has minors that she's protecting. And we got to understand that. So she lays up with this man. This man rapes her financially.
Mm-hmm.
This woman out of her own mouth said this man never looked at this boy IEP.
She's mad.
Never looked at the IEP family. He gets on here, tell us about how he's a champion for special education. You're going to lay with her, use her body, commit the most intimate act. You never look at the IEP. You never ask her, well, what's going on with this boy? How can I help? If you're laying with her, this child should have got the royal treatment, should have got privilege attention from the.
No, he should not have, because Umar is not licensed or certified to do any IEP on any child at all. He has to be employed with a school. Have you not watched my video where I went over those court documents? When the Board of Psychology took his ass to court, they made it very clear all the laws that he was violating. Unless he is employed with a school or contracted with a school, he can't administer an IEP on anybody. He's not licensed or certified with the state to do a damn thing. And somehow, this conscious community can't read that information either. So they just keep letting him get away with that bullshit as well. Providing some sort of psychoanalysis on some child, and he's not licensed or certified to do it. But they won't report him to the Board of Psychology. They won't report him, though. We're doing it here online, but they won't do it in that community. Funny how they keep letting him get away with breaking laws and they're law-abiding citizens. Man, you want to repeat how this so-called elders of the conscious community, how are they law-abiding citizens when they're allowing Umar to break whole laws every single time he claims that he is a psychologist when he is not licensed or certified? He went to school, got a degree, the end. That's it. He has not even been certified since 2013. And his punk ass won't even just go and get certified to save his life. So he shouldn't be doing anything with psychology on any child whatsoever. He's not licensed or certified to damn do it. Once again, these mothers should lose custody of their kids. They're idiots.
Dr. Umar, never, family, never. And now, in fairness to him, she allowed that man to have access to her account. But she was adamantly
Hit the like button.
honest. She's like, yes, when he had an emergency, he felt like I'm your man. He should have access. So out of blindness of love, she allowed him. She never wanted this man to wipe her out, family. Never. That was not
So
the intention.
they was in a relationship, right?
Yeah.
What it
Exactly.
was.
Well, it ain't no relationship. Just because a man is laying with you doesn't mean it's a relationship.
She thought she was in a relationship.
She
Umar
thought she was
wasn't
in
in
a
one.
Umar was just like using that woman's body and then
Romance scam.
sizing her
Oh,
up to
God.
see, okay, how much can I get out of you? He don't care if he
What?
can get $50 out of you.
Y'all hit that
Every
like
bit
button now.
counts.
Well, Miss
It's
Mary Ann,
17
there
likes,
is a
38 people in the chat. Hit that like button. Get this man his props.
man. Thank you so much, man. Please hit the like button, family. And Miss Mary Ann, there is a question. I know you are limited on what you can answer. The question is, did you or did the donors put the donations in the memo line of the checks when they made them out to Umar?
The check was made out to his name, all the check. That's the pattern.
Right.
All the check was made out to his name. Now
Yeah,
in
y'all
my
see that? It
memo
was made
line,
out to his
I
name.
always put FDMG funds.
Gotcha.
I've always done that. Like, I can't speak to that, but it was clearly to the group.
Okay.
All of our payment was made under his name. It's just so
Gotcha.
ironic.
Jamal, is it Jamal? Let me address your comment because that is false depending on the context of it here. When you're talking about seeking professional advice regarding an IEP or your child's educational plan because they may have ADHD or some other behavioral issue, he is not certified or licensed to administer or give advice on what they should do, what plans they should be on, none of that. And that has already been outlined in court documents. The Board of Psychology is smarter than Umar. They don't even recommend that he gets a license or certificate because he keeps lying about it and giving this so-called information under false pretenses. That is a violation of law. So no, anyone just can't give advice depending on the purposes to which this advice is being given. And he's not smart enough to just stop doing it. Or at least go get certified and then get a job. He knows that he has to be employed or contracted with a school in order to even serve in the capacity of a school a child psychologist. But he cannot just walk around and provide any analysis of any sort based on any learning or mental behaviors of any sort, any diagnosis. He can't do any of that. And that's what he tries to do. That's the problem. My advice would be to read the court documents since, anyone can give advice. How about that? Read those court documents. Can't make this up. Umar does not get a pass here.
No one's payment, out of the 40 of us, no payment was made directly to FDMG.
That was the end of that video. Going straight to the second one, y'all. This is the part 2.
And then one thing I need you guys to understand, the people that has paid him that have a paper trail are few. The amount of money he has connected, you know how the Black community move. Some of us move in cash. There's no paper trail on that cash donation, family.
Child.
There's not. And then he's not stupid. He realized, you know what, this was a good run. He had pressure before. Like, the community put pressure before. See, the community is not the type y'all gonna see on.
Jamal must not heard what I said. I said to the context to which he's given it, he's not just giving general advice on anything. He's trying to give analysis and develop IEP plans for kids that he is not certified and licensed to do. What part of that are you missing? You need to watch his videos of him trying to provide these so-called psychology services from his mama's closet. He's not supposed to be doing that. He's gotten in trouble with the Board of Psychology for doing that once, actually twice before. One of which times he did it on the Breakfast Club. And it was cited in those court documents. Read the court documents. It's not even a debate. That is in writing. Go read those court documents. When he took his ass to court and told him to knock it off. And then they cited the laws he broke. Whether he's being paid or not is irrelevant. You have a parent that might be potentially making a decision regarding their child's learning plan, educational plan, based on some shit that Umar has said, and he's not licensed or certified to tell him to do it. Do I hope that, these women seem to be dumb enough to keep paying this for him to get Cinnabars every day. But yet and still, he still should not be doing that. And these so-called conscious community elderly people are not sitting here holding him to the fire every time he does it. They're not calling him and say, can you get out your mama's closet and get offline? Stop sitting here acting like you're giving these analysis of these kids. You can't do that. That's how you got in trouble the first time. No, the first time he tried to blame it on racism. He's not credentialed. And he's an idiot. But no, they didn't. It wasn't a matter of them paying him to do it. Whether he's paid or not is irrelevant. And the board did not even make note of that. He should not even be rendering that information to anyone. Especially if there's a chance that these gullible ass people are going to sit here and make decisions about their children's educational plan based on some nonsense that Umar told them when he's not certified and licensed to tell them that. That onus lies on him. He is going to take, that's why I said, here, I don't, He takes accountability over here. I hold him to it. He's not a stupid person, I hope. I mean, he's an idiot. But he knows that he shouldn't be doing it. And yet he keeps doing it. Because he doesn't care. And they're supposed to be law-abiding. So Umar is just as culpable, just as much as those mothers and parents that listen to him. Don't listen to somebody that's not licensed or certified. But Umar has a history of doing that. And the Board of Psychology in Pennsylvania has already told him to knock it off. So if he keeps breaking the law, his ass should be reported. And he's still an idiot. Don't listen to him.
YouTube making noise. They're like,
We
hey,
hold him to the fire.
where's the school? When the pressure was too much, what did he do? He bought 2 buildings and then he sat on it and still collecting. So now the same pressure has come around and roll over again. So he's like, all right, I gotta open this. He's gonna open the school, but
he's not opening the school.
He's gonna tell you, hey, I did what I'm supposed to do. Wilmington, he keeps giving us this story. The city is not a friend of Dr. Umar. The city is against Dr. Umar's efforts.
Because he be lying, Sister Marianne. He be lying on the people.
He be lying. Listen, if you have tax you have to pay on the property, and ain't no cities against you, that's all of us. Any of you here who can hear my voice, you're a homeowner. You don't pay your tax. After a while, they're going to put the lien on your home. You're going to lose that property.
Exactly.
You don't pay that light bill. You're going to turn that switch, and there's not going to be no light. You don't pay that heat. You're going to be cold. Stop playing. We live in a world where you got to pay your bill. Don't pay that car. Keep driving. I don't care where you are. They have devices in these cars. Next thing you know, you come outside, the car's gone. The repo man will come and get that car. So you're just because you Umar Johnson, you think you're not supposed to pay your bill. And then he lied when he told you guys Hater took the slip from the door. There's no Hater, family.
Right.
There's no Hater.
They just took a picture of it. They didn't take it.
Nobody took nothing off the door. Umar's lying. And then there's proof from the city of Delaware. I even contacted somebody directly from the city. They're like, no, we're the city. We can't get, because I asked for an interview. They don't want to come on camp. They're like, no, this is too messy. We can't afford a lawsuit from him. You understand? They had
Yes, ma'am.
numerous times to tell him, hey, you need to pay this. He paid it, family. He paid it. He paid us.
What receipts did he have to show he paid some? Once again, he claims he bought a bando as well. Funny how his name's not on the damn deed or on the city's website that he purchased it. Nor has he shown any proof or evidence that he is making payments on it either. You see how that goes? No receipts, no evidence, no documentation. What the hell did he pay? And I actually tried to find any receipts with the court online anywhere that he paid those judgments. Because It's funny how Umar could pay $68,600 allegedly to Marianne and almost $70,000 in judgments, but he can't show receipts about how he's paying on renovations, paying for vendors to do anything in a bando. He claims is a school, but yeah, he keeps asking everybody for money. He got all this money to do all this traveling, to go to Africa and blah blah blah. But yet, when it comes to this judgment from the courts, no, you guys got to help pay for that. That was almost 70 grand. Where's the receipts that he paid it? He paid it. I want to see receipts or proof that Umar Johnson paid it to the court. Where is that at? I don't owe him the benefit of the doubt. He didn't pay shit else. So why should anybody believe that he paid for anything? He could have gotten one of these gullible women to pay it. Or these elders in this conscious community. Maybe they came together and took an offer from a church service and then they paid it. Where's the receipt and transaction that Umar paid it to the court? That he used that FDMG account he claimed was frozen? Well, no, where's that evidence? Because otherwise, he didn't pay a damn thing. Donors may have paid it. Some female may have paid it. Maybe the elders paid it. He didn't pay nothing. Well, we haven't seen receipts on any of that. Not one receipt. Not a one.
$2-something thousand. He paid it.
You see,
Where's
Miss
that money
Marianne?
coming? Yes.
Can't make this stuff up.
So just a bit about myself. I met Dr. Umar back in 2014 here in Nashville.
Right.
At that time, I was newly married and I had a 2-year-old son. He's about to be 15 in a few months.
Wow.
But I wanted him to go to FDMG. Now, in your movie, in the movie that you made, there's a scene where there's a guy that walks up wearing a suit. And I guess he's a flamboyant male. He was in the line to take a picture.
Yes.
I met the day I met Dr. Umar Johnson, everyone was in their dashikis and their African dress. I was the only one wearing a suit because I had just got off work. Now, when I started this channel, he calls himself King Kong Consciousness. Mm-hmm. I started this channel and I called it King Kong Crazy. All because I was like, well, I gotta be crazy because I follow him. But
hey, Wolves of Blackstreet, I would love evidence on that. Wolf said to note Dominic Jones on Brovo Winston's channel. Bravo, what? BROVAWINSTONS Bravo Winston channel states the city actually knocked off $60K when he took care of those property taxes. See, once again, I want the evidence. I want the receipts on that. Yeah, I've asked for evidence. I want evidence too from the court because the court would have, the actual payment that was tendered to them for the judgments. And I don't understand why would the city agree to knock off any amount of money? And they do it for 2 bandos that are not even schools. That means that, they would have to do it for other businesses around them. It's so crazy how he expects things for free. He doesn't want to pay bills. He gets mad about paying the water and sewage bill. But he asks for money and then says, we got to pay for expenses. But then gets mad because the courts tell him, you haven't paid the water and sewage and it's time to pay up. Yeah, you make this make sense? But this is what he's asking his Umar Tardians, his followers, the conscious community and the elders and all them. He's asking them to hit his Cash App and PayPal to take care of those same expenses that he does not want to pay. Nor can he produce a receipt to prove that he's paid. It's got to be the most, it's the stupidest ever. And they sit back and they're like, oh no, we're just going to have a conversation with this idiot and not take him to court though. Even though he can't show any evidence of anything else. Ah, good Lord. Oh my God.
I was selling custom tailored clothing at that time,
You still doing it?
and no, I haven't since I got shot. I stopped
Man.
doing a whole lot of that, man. But I I was doing custom tailored clothing at that time, and I met
This is not it.
Umar to pitch to him, hey, I can do custom tailored clothing for the boys since you want them to wear button downs and slacks. I can also do vests. Now I had a I had a notebook with some context in it, but I started an email list because he stated that he wanted to start an email list to keep everyone up to date about FDMG. And so in that notebook, I started the email list. That's all my fault because once I gave him
Exactly,
that
Alex.
notebook, he contacted everybody, but he was asking for donations. He didn't
Mm,
say anything about a
Don't this sound
email list,
familiar,
and
Mr.
that messed up
Sam?
my like that messed up some business relationships, but that was my fault.
Well, you know what?
Now,
We all feel bad about something because when he came to me to make a documentary, he gave me a thing to print out, which I print out. He had me pass out collecting people's personal information. Okay. And then he gave under Lawyer
what?
Vision Production, had my production name all over the place. And he was collecting for this documentary. You understand? And then when he wanted me to fund that project, I said, no, my company's too young. You came to me. I didn't sort you out. I'm not going to foot that. I don't want to take the risk if the
Did she
project is
say
not
he was
successful.
using he was using her Lorient Vision Productions to get personal information? And she didn't report this? What do you mean he was using your company to collect personal information? Isn't that identity theft?
business relationships, but that was my fault.
Well, you know what?
Now,
We all feel bad about something because when he came
Don't
to me
feel
to make a
bad. Who?
documentary, he gave me a thing to print out, which I print out. He had me pass out collecting people's personal information. Okay.
He had him passing out collecting people personal information, and she didn't report this. He had me pass out collecting people personal. Oh my God.
Personal information.
What do you mean? What personal information? Why didn't you report this, Marianne? That's identity theft. Why is people personal information? He's always doxing some damn body. Why are people helping him collect personal information and then that's not being reported? So no one is going to report that to the authorities? How much more dumb is she going to get?
Okay. And then he gave under Lawyer Vision Production, had my production
Yo,
name all over the place. And he was collecting for this documentary. You understand?
oh
And
my
then
God,
when he wanted me to fund that project, I said, no,
that's not
my company's
attention. Yeah.
too young. You
I'm
came
sorry.
to me. I didn't sort you out. I'm not going to foot that. I don't want to take the risk. If the project is not successful, that'd be a big financial blow for my production company. Okay. And then he flipped. He's like, well, make a movie because I need to leave a legacy
That's what I'm
for
saying.
when I'm
What
gone. I don't
personal
want white
info?
people making my story. Make a movie, and that's how my business connection came with them. Even though I've seen them, I've been heard of them in the conscious community. I went to see other people's lecture. I never been to a new.
Oh my God, this conscious community is sounding felonious as hell. So, personal identifiable information could include your address, your phone number, your email, work information, those types of things. Of course, accounts, date of birth, social, all those things. So, unless you give that to him, there's no way he should be collecting this stuff. And for what? Unless I give it to you voluntarily, don't come try to get this information out of me. Y'all, he does not do this. When you send him a cash app, he doesn't ask you what's your email and your address. He's just going to cash that money out of cash app and be done with it. That's all he wants is the money. He doesn't care about your address. Unless you say something he don't like it and then he want to have his old goony goons go pull up and then try to roll up on you. Yeah, not in my neighborhood. Not in my neighborhood where we registered and licensed to carry over here. And we got cameras. Child. No, we are not it over here. Not in my neck of the woods. Now, you do some shiesty like that, you can shot. We're protecting our turf with all we got. Come roll around here if you want to. And then you're going to get carried away by police. I'm gonna have SWAT out here. I'm just for shits and giggles. Because you thought you were gonna roll around here on behalf of Umar, who does not pay my rent or take care of my kids or me. Yeah, come on. We're all waiting on you. You can't make this up. Why would he need that personal information? She didn't report this to the authorities. That's beyond the scope of what he would need, period. I'm an independent journalist. Have I ever asked any of you to send me your address, your phone number, and email because you sent me a Cash App? Make that make sense. Since when was that information ever needed? If you send somebody a Cash App or PayPal, why would you need their address and their email and phone number? I don't need that to cash out a Cash App. Or if you send me some Zelle, I don't need all your personal information. Why does he need it? Yeah, that would make no sense in a court of law. Every judge would ask, what did you use that information for? If they didn't voluntarily give it to you, why are you collecting that? For what? You can't make this up. You realize if you send somebody a Cash App, you get the transaction on your end as well. So if you ever needed proof that you sent the Cash App, it should be in your Cash App log, in your transactions history. Just like with a bank account. You have a transaction history. Umar is pathetic.
Lecture, tell Umar reach out to me because I made a
wouldn't be
cash
surprised if people had
donation for
houses in their
FDNG.
name.
Everybody in
You
the
know it.
community supported the dream. Everybody loved the concept, and everybody was so proud. They're like, my goodness, this school come to fruition. This is going to lift the community. This is going to help us to recruit more Black people
Woo,
within
child.
the conscious community. You understand? This man was
His
going around.
mama's
We're making a
motivated.
movie. There's no documentary being made, and you're still collecting money for the
Oh my God.
documentary. Why are you collecting money for a documentary when no one's making a documentary? Do you understand? And then because my name was attached to those paper and I got contact, and I'm like, oh my God, I had to publicly come out to make an apology. Embarrassing. Because people might think like, hey, are you conning
When
with
did she
Umar?
come
Where's
out
the
with that
documentary?
apology?
Family, there's never been a documentary. The only thing that came to fruition was the movie that I made for him. And I'm telling y'all publicly, which I've stated already, Umar has not put a cent in that movie.
Okay, so he collected money and information for a documentary and you never reported him. Once again, this punk ass woman never reported him for falsely collecting money for a documentary that never came to fruition. And she was collecting people's personal information for nothing and never reported him. You look just as culpable. Marianne, you're going to go to jail. This is the bottom line.
I believe you.
Can
I
you guys hear
definitely
me?
believe you. Yes, I
Yes.
can.
Yo,
That's
he
crazy.
hasn't put a cent in that movie. So, I don't
You
want
need to go to
to
jail.
dominate your show, take any more time.
No.
But I just want you guys to know, like, looking from an outside, it's very complicated. It's very
Yes.
complicated.
Okay, it's
Because they're
files.
part of the community. And a lot of people, you guys are seeing it, but you guys don't see behind the scenes. How many
No,
people in the
just
country
take
are
your
upset with us?
cord.
They're like, so we're treading carefully. But I told them, this is what I told them when I got outvoted. I said,
God.
listen, I dealt with him personally. I know him personally, and the main vocal one, the one that was rolling in the middle of the bed with her, I knew she was going to be a problem. But you got to be a team player. You got to get along with others. She was like, "Well, we all know him. We all have a personal relationship too. Just because you pay that return fee doesn't mean you're dictating this. This is a collective effort." This is how she talked to me within the group, and I looked at her.
Wow.
I'm like, "Okay, she's gonna be a damn problem." I knew that from the jump start, and I told them, I said, dealing with Umar, you can't sit down with a thief. He'll pickpocket you while you're sitting there trying to reason with him. There's no, and then I felt, this is my opinion, all the talking time is over. And if we
Exactly.
went, let me tell y'all something. That lawyer told us, if we went the legal round, like we went straight to court with them, he's like, the minute paperwork was filed, it would have gone on something called the docket. And it's like,
Yep.
Yeah, the
if
docket.
his influence is as big as, he said, if his influence is as big off of social media, any news outlet, he's like, any news outlet, from a high-end podcast to a ABC, NBC, from NPR, any news outlet would have picked up the story, and that would have been more sight on the story. Any content creator, I don't care if your page got 10 people on it, all of y'all
Wow.
and pull the docket and understand.
Oh, Miss
um
Miriam, there she
so
go.
that could come to Umar.
That's not my video, y'all. That's
Yeah.
Miss
her.
Marianne, I have a
Hello.
question to ask you. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Shout out to you, S Files, honey. Listen, catch the replay, girl. This is something else. Y'all, thank you, mama. Love you too, honey. Y'all, shout out to my mods. You can't make this up. I'm just perplexed as to, and then she's talking about, oh, I knew she was gonna be a problem. Marianne, you're a problem. You lying like hell, collecting personal information for him. What the hell is wrong with you? You didn't report any of that. And then you turn around and you sit here and parrot his talking points. And you still chose to do nothing because you could have sued him on your own. You know, with that settlement you claim you got, we haven't seen any evidence of. You could have sued him by yourself. You chose not to take him to court on your own. You got outvoted. Oh, okay, well, that's 39 people I'm kicking off this class action. It's just going to be me. But I'm suing him because I want justice. Are you serious? No, what did she do? Admit to collecting personal information. And for what again? Good God. And who knows what that information is? You know, the Umar Tardias, they're fickle creatures. They have a way of collecting when I say personal information, addresses and stuff like that for no damn reason. You don't need to know my address. You're not coming to my house. It show up here if you want to. After you get greeted by me and the hood, then the police gonna show up. You will go to jail. I don't play that. They say you're playing games with people' personal information like this shit is cute. You can't make this up. Y'all, this is insane. Are you hearing this?
Yes, I can hear
Okay.
you.
The question I want to ask
Oh,
you
God.
is, how do you know that that lady that you're talking about is not a plant?
Well, no, she gave
Marianne is
five
the
thousand
plant.
dollars. She actually gave money to him, and
Mm.
I think the fallout with Umar, I don't think she's being truthful with us. I think the fallout's because the romantic thing didn't work out. But
Right.
we have, she gave money, like,
Well, I'm saying is, I'm
and
thinking, I don't mean to cut you off. I apologize,
yeah,
please.
no, no,
Um,
no, no. You need to
I'm
apologize.
saying, like, how do we know that she don't have relationships with him now?
I don't think she does, but I don't know if there's some underlying feeling
Mm-hmm.
because she's one of the one I feel like I bump head with because she's like, well, we gonna do this sit down. We're gonna give him a chance for him to make it right.
Right.
We are our brother's keeper. And then I'm a busybody. When we all was sitting there, when they came on Zoom with his attorney, I'm the type of person I like to observe people's emotion to see how study the room. She lit up when that man came on the screen. Lit up, family. Lit
Wow.
up when that man came on the screen. So I'm like, is there some kind of underlying you still got feeling for this man? Like, it's like, listen, a woman's heart is as deep as the ocean. We just don't know. We just don't know.
Okay.
But
Can we get at
I
least
think
8
she
likes?
she came part of the group. She wanted to get her money back. But if he's opening the school, this is what I want y'all to understand. People are jumping in my chat. If he's opening the school, listen, if he's opening the school, he ain't got to give donors no money. He's delivering on his promise. Do you see what I'm saying? But that
Yeah.
attorney
Yeah.
is smart. That attorney, they peeped our group out. They're like, look, it's 40 of them. And out of 40 y'all can't come collectively to give this retainer one person.
I think.
These people, they secure their payment. So he didn't even touch base with us.
How did they secure a payment when she said that they put it in his name and not FDMG name? How was it secured? So what pay? She's talking about the attorneys getting paid. I'm trying to figure out what. Okay, y'all. Oh God, let me go back because I don't want to be confused here. I don't want to be confused. He does not have to pay them if he opens the school. What do you mean? So if somebody asks for a refund, they just not gonna get it back because he hasn't shown any invoices or receipts that he's doing anything with the money to open the school in the first place. And I thought that she said that she took that 68,600 and used that to pay for the attorneys for the class action. Because she lies about everything. I'm just reaffirming to you all. I don't believe she says, unless she's parroting his talking points, to which whether Umar lies about it or not, it's the fact that she's parroting his talking points. So she's just doubling down on what he's saying. But we all know she's lying about these lawsuits and class actions because there's no evidence on any of this stuff. No evidence on anything being filed, anything coming from any attorney, anything that she was served. She's provided zero documentation whatsoever. We don't know who the ombudsman is that was appointed. We have no idea of any of this stuff. There's no proof on any of it. But she's the one that said that she took that $68,600 and paid the attorney's fees for the class action up front. Now she's making it seem as if they got paid for some other method. And that these people could not get their money back because he's going to keep lying to them for another 14 years about opening a school. Because it's been 14 years so far, at least. So he's just going to keep lying 14 more years and it will still never open. And he's going to keep pimping them out of money. 14 years from now, they'll still be sitting here talking about how he's been saying he's going to open these schools. He's going to open it now. Get out of here. That's how, man, this was so disingenuous of her. Yeah, of course, you wanted to make sure the attorneys got paid, seeming that she claimed she paid them. This is ridiculous.
We just don't know.
Okay.
But
Can we get at least eight likes?
She came part of the group. She wanted to get her money back. But if he's opening the school, this is what I want y'all to understand. People are jumping in my chat. If he's opening the school, listen, if he's opening the school, he ain't got to give donors no money. He's delivering.
Who told you that? Who told you that? If he's opening school, it's not even going to pass inspection. What agreement did they come with that? Where's that documentation? Who said that he doesn't have to return this money back to donors when he can't even prove that he's even had vendors go in and renovate? We've gone on the website and we verified there are no active application for permits. None. At either building for either of the properties. Nothing open and available, pending, nothing. That's available to the public. So he can't just do some secret application for a permit. No, we will see that on the city's website. So we've already checked. There's no active application or permit at all on the city's website for anything to be done to these buildings. That would include an inspection. So why is it they would not be able to get their money back? It's been 14 years. What do you mean? That's how, oh my God, Mary, you just got me.
On his promise. Do you see what I'm saying? But that
this is crazy.
Is smart. That attorney, they peeped our group out. They're like, look, it's 40 of them. And out of 40 y'all can't come collectively to give this retainer one person. These people, they secure their payment. So he didn't even touch base with her. He
Thank you, B.
framed it. You're not negotiating. The next step is court. Umar's been cooperative. I just want y'all to understand that. So part of the package, he put like all legal fee got to be paid up front. So this man, and then this is the irony. And she's like, well, I don't understand how this lawyer getting paid. What about our pay? No, don't ask about your pay because you wanted to do this sit down route. He's like, he don't care how it goes. He's not trying to hunt people to pay him his money.
The last permit online was from 2023. And it was like a general. And then there's a couple permits for one of the bandos regarding the fire department. But it wasn't for any work to be done at all. So since 2023, there's been no active application or permit on file for any work to be done on these bandos at all. And let's not forget, Umar told her himself, with Father Baba Yaga, Moses, Father Christmas, where he said it was never the plan to open both schools, just one, and then see how it goes. He was only going to open the smaller building either way. He's not going to open the larger building. He's not going to open either, but he's certainly not opening the larger one because that was been the worst with the mold. That's where the dead bird was found. It was in the gym. This is why we watch the throwbacks. She's saying he's gonna open these schools up. That's what Marianne is saying now. He's gonna open the schools. You can't make this up. Marianne, you should go to jail right next to Umar.
This lawyer, see, this is how that lawyer is walking out paid from donors' money. And now
shit.
we run the risk.
Oh
Umar may open the school. Once he opened the school, he don't have to deal with none of you. He provided on his
exactly,
promise.
Coco. How you doing?
Now, the point I'm making to you guys, I don't know how functional the school would be. I just don't.
Facts.
I
don't think it's gonna be functional at all.
Publicly
It
say
can't
he's
be.
gonna open the school.
It's gonna be open.
But I have a question for you,
So
Miss
I don't know.
Marianne.
But unless he's doing something we don't know, maybe he's meeting
not
already.
doing anything.
I don't know. That I can't
Right.
speak on.
I do have a question for you myself, because you stated
Yes.
that you said that you are a busybody, and so I'm like, okay, when you first
hell does
came
that mean?
out, I had my own personal reservations, and
Mhm.
I'm like, if things did not go south between you and Umar in the making of your movie, would you have came out and said anything about what's going on?
Hell no.
I'm going to be honest and transparent with you.
Nope.
Before our business went south, I've already started seeing poor character trait. And
That's not
I
the answer.
talked to
That's
some
not the question.
elders and they kind of shut me up like, hey, this is.
No, that's not the question. If he had not come into your badass film and crapped on it even more, and then allegedly tried to, take your house and money or whatever else you claim he tried to take with no documentation, would you have said something? Would you be speaking out now? I'm going to go on a wild, bet and just say no. Hit the 4. Y'all hit the 4. We can't say hit the 1. We got to give Lennon his slogan back. Hit the 4. Because I know you all know she would not have came out and said a damn thing. Because wouldn't she said something in 2023 when the film first premiered? If things were so bad. I don't even think she came out because of the film. I just think she came out because she wanted to draw attention to herself and to her movies. And not just, Awaken, which was god awful. We're certainly not trying to see the rest. And then for Polite to be on Caleb, hell no. So she realized it doesn't benefit me to sit here and try to defend him or, because she keeps saying he wasn't disrespectful. No, it's disrespectful to keep asking people for money. Knowing damn well you're stealing it and you're not using it for anything you said you were going to use it for. That's being deceptive. He's deceiving the public on this. He is lying like hell to the public about how he's spending money. And they could sue his ass for it, but they're scared as hell. They have no spine. And if it wasn't for her wanting to draw attention to her films, she wouldn't be saying anything. Because she could have said something in 2023. I was collecting personal information for this clown. I found out what he was doing with it, and I reported his ass to the authorities. Why she didn't say this 2-3 years ago? Make this make sense? It's absurd. And now she wants to sit here and talk about this. And parrot his talking points in our face. She's playing in our face. And she's been doing it for over a month. This interview on KKC's channel is a month old. She's been playing in our face for a month and tries to speak on behalf of this conscious community that are all cowards and refuse to hold Umar accountable. And they support somebody named Polite, who's in prison. Pathetic. As if there aren't wholesome people in the community that could be put to the forefront as more of a leadership and example. Now they want to keep pushing up Umar and Polite. The F. And they don't think we're supposed to clown their asses out. Oh no, they got it coming. Can't make this
bigger than us. He's doing a good thing. No one's without flaw. These donors,
kidding me?
When we were doing, put the donors aside, when we were doing the documentary, before he tried to tell me he's not paying for it, he wanted me to come out of pocket for it. We had these people, women I have, it was testimony.
Let me go back here, because this is for the conscious community. What? No one's without flaw. What do you mean? He's been taking money for 14 years. What is he doing that's so great for you all where you all feel like y'all need to keep defending him? My mom.
He's doing a good thing. No one's without flaw.
What good thing is he doing? Where the gorgeous community at? What good thing is Umar doing? It's been 14 years. He's been taking money from you people. And no school has been open. What good thing is he doing other than running his damn mouth and always talking about crushing cookies and peach cobbler? Because he's an imbecile. What good thing has he done? Show us any documentation or proof or receipt or a deed with his name on it. That is evidence that he has had anything renovated, or that he bought a building, or that he's paying the rent on it, or any receipt that he paid a judgment to a court. Where's the evidence? What good thing has Umar done? Deter people from suing him shows that you're no more than a coward than he is, and a clown. And no one should take these people seriously. No one should take this conscious community seriously. It should be laughed at for many days to come. Because they dumbasses can't produce a receipt or evidence themselves either. And this is what they support. Umar Johnson, the unemployed buffoon, who has lied to them for 14 years about opening a school. That's the zenith of the highlight of their lives, I guess. They should be so proud. Laughing in our face.
Donors, when we were doing, put the donors aside, when we were doing the documentary, before he tried to tell me he's not paying for it, he wanted me to come out of pocket for it. We had these people, women it was testimony for Dr. Umar. These people are going to be incorporated into the documentary. I'm a filmmaker. I'm getting stuff together. I'm in full-blown pre-production, thinking Umar's going to pay for that. So I've lost a little money because we're pre-production. When I was getting these testimony from these women, there was nothing positive. Everybody had a horror story. It can't be everybody, family. It cannot possibly be everybody. And
I got a question for you.
I'm telling y'all, when I sat in that woman's table in the kitchen, I am a mother seeing these little boys, seeing this woman tell me, pulling out her paycheck to show me how sometimes she's busting a pay period. And, she do 16 hours a day. She's like, look, and she like, sometimes I got to leave them, but I'm calling them, yo, don't go outside. Don't go outside. She says she's at work, but her heart is torn up because she knows she's leaving her babies for prolonged period of time. You understand? So as a woman, I was going to do something. I don't know how public I would have come out to Black America, but in the community, I would have aired them out. Yes, I would have.
Miss Marianne.
Yes.
The behavior, I'm going to word this as perfectly as I possibly can, where you're not uncomfortable or put you in any type of legal bind.
Yes.
The behavior of the behind the scenes of awakening.
Yes.
Would that be the reason why you came up to the elders and say, hey, I'm not sure this is what we should be doing? Supporting this guy right here as our leader?
But I went to the elders mainly for the testimony of the different women. That's when
okay.
But the reason, like, I'm petty too. The reason I came out full blown, he tried to destroy me financially. I ain't even lying to y'all. Umar don't play. Umar won't flinch when he try to crush you like a roach. This man has peeked me out. He has studied me. He has analyzed my finance. He has figured out my network. And then they're like, they served me. I went with on honor. These are legal paperwork. He served me with paper. They wanted to sue me for $500,000.
After all the good stuff you did for him.
All the good stuff. I wasn't an enemy. And then keep in mind, he tried to sue me for $500,000. I got some behind the scene. I still protect his integrity. It's like, oh my God, this ain't kosher. But you know what? He was my guest. He came, he met his bargain of the deal. I protected your integrity. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes, I understand.
And then this is how they negotiate with my lawyer. They're like, okay, out of the $500,000, give Dr. Umar a number. And then
I would have said $499.
Yeah, he's like, if we're pleased with it, he'll move forward. Or if he's not pleased with it, he's going to give you a number and we want that cashier check immediately. If not, we're taking you to court. And then my lawyer's like, this is crazy. And he's like, well, how much? I said, I'm not giving him a penny. We're going to court. He's like, I'm telling you, I need to really review this thing, because if this man win, that house you live in, you're going to pay up
Whatever.
$500,000. $500,000. And then
That's
when we
crazy,
file
man.
paperwork, I'm paying this attorney. This nigga got me paying money. You understand, family? I'm paying money. And then they vanish because they knew they didn't have too late to stand there. Vanish. But the big mistake he did, he allowed a legal team to serve me the paper. He allowed us to pull paperwork from Greater Cleveland Court. We were like filing petition.
Where are those court documents? They were filed with the Greater Cleveland Court. Okay, where is it? Y'all see why? You see why people like myself and my Chaos Brew, while we were asking Rim, we were sitting here like, okay, where are the court documents? Because she said this a few times. She didn't say anything about mediation at all. And then file paperwork. I'm paying this attorney. This got me paying money. You understand, family? I'm paying money. And then they vanished because they knew they didn't have too late to stand there and vanish. But the big mistake he did, he allowed a legal team to serve me. What legal team? Because an ombudsman cannot serve you legal documents at all. They cannot give legal advice. That is beyond the scope of an ombudsman, even for a private sector. Mind you, FDMG LLC is registered as a nonprofit organization. They would not have the power or authority to serve any legal papers to Marianne Lawrence or anybody. Big Bird, Ernie, Bert, Snuffleupagus, Barney the dinosaur. No one is getting served by an ombudsman. So what the hell they did some mediation with an ombudsman? When did that happen? Y'all, you can't make this stuff up. She said it right here. Because Marianne, this is what we do. We take your words and use them against you, girl. He allowed a legal team to serve me paper. One paper, not plural. What is the her not using her essence? Like papers. How did she say snake? I'm curious. How does that go? Any word that starts with the letter S? I'm gonna have to pay attention now because I need to see why isn't it saying S? Well, making the S sound is difficult for her. It's very difficult for her to say papers. Good grief. She said he made a mistake. A legal team served her. She said it here a month ago on KKC's channel. And we didn't see those documents at all. So Shrek and Fiona played us all pretty good. Not this time, Marianne. No. Not playing us again. You got me once. That's it. Shrek and Fiona. Umar and Marianne. Just once. And Umar, you can still kiss my ass. I will never apologize to you. You've lied like hell to people about what they should be doing to their kids. And the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania said, shut the hell up. You don't have a certificate or a license? Shut up and kick rocks. So he doesn't even care about breaking the law with that. Plus, when you dox people, I owe you nothing. This is what's coming out of her mouth. So where's those legal papers?
If this man win, that house you live in, you're going to pay up $500,000. $500,000. And then when we file paperwork, I'm paying this attorney. This nigga got me paying money. You understand, family? I'm paying money. And then they vanish because they knew they didn't have too late to stand there. Vanish. But the big mistake he did, he allowed a legal team to serve me the paper. He allowed us to pull paperwork from Greater Cleveland Court. We were like,
where's that paperwork? Because, see, you can't pull paperwork from Greater Cleveland Court unless you have a case number. That means something was filed to the court. So when the point was being made that she said that something was filed to the court, Here it is right here. Y'all see the words? We didn't make this up. Marianne said this bullshit. She lied, but she said this. So who would naturally think that an ombudsman is involved or mediation of any sort is involved when you say this? Well, man, listen. She lied like hell, but we all see what we're reading and we know what we're hearing her say. And I'm sure she knows what mediation means. Marianne, are you that dumb you don't know the difference between a legal matter in court and utilizing an ombudsman? I mean, I went over the information. I know you saw my video. So you should know the difference now. And to think, she will never clarify this either. She's never going to clarify, retract anything. Nope. She's going to let this linger out here on YouTube.
Like filing petition. We're preparing to go to court with him. And I got all these paperwork. So I'm like, you know what? Oh, this nigga gonna see how petty I am. So I aired him out. And this is how
nigga he is.
Gotcha. So
Pardon,
that don't make
I'm
sense
sorry,
now.
I'm getting emotional.
No,
we shouldn't use
Oh,
that
Lord
in the
mercy.
community. They don't encourage you
Umar's
to use
an
that word,
idiot.
that ninja. So I'm like, okay,
Ninja,
if
thank
you were
you.
trying
There
to
you
destroy
go.
me, I'm gonna be the worst thorn. I'm going to be your worst enemy. And, you know, and then he got really bothered with me when they reached out. He reached out. People was like, oh, man, Miss Marianne sue him. Ain't nobody sue him. They reached out with me to settle for me to shut up. So I got this money. And I'm like, I'm petty, family. I'm petty. I'm like, I'm dropping behind this.
We still haven't seen any proof of that money, though, boy. Ooh, child, you can't make this up. Marianne, if you really got that money, won't you send me a $500 super? You know what? $600 super. That way you keep the 68. Send me the $600 super. I just want to see if money is there. Like if you can actually do that. Send me a super chat. You don't even have to cash out to me. Just send me a super chat for $600 damn dollars. Because she said she got the money. We haven't seen no proof or evidence on any of that at all. Nothing. No check, no wire transfer, confirmation, transaction ID number, nothing from her banks. Nothing. Not a thing.
Scene movie. No, I'm gonna show y'all when he came to Cleveland. I'm gonna make a film to I can't show you behind the scene, but I can make a movie. I can reenact.
Well, if you need an actor, I volunteer.
And see, that's
the shenanigan we had to go. And then I'm still busybody. I'm like, you know what? I ain't the only one that gave. That was part of a donor. I'm part of a donor. When he has those little cookout, let me tell you how he tricks the community.
What's the difference between a donor and a cook and an investor?
A cookout.
Miss Marianne?
Yes.
You said, yes, I noticed you. Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear. I didn't want to jump over you. I was saying, I noticed he said you bring up donors a lot versus people who do one-time donations. Well, I'm trying to figure out the way you're telling me about the way I understood the message from you about donors. Wouldn't that be like investors?
No, he called us donors. So when you're a donor, you have personal access to him. When you're a donor, when you go to that little cookout, donors, there's a locker room where the donors can stay in the locker room. There's a big, beautiful breakfast the following day. You're getting that special attention with the leader. Exactly. But I never stayed in the locker room.
Yeah, here it is. This is some dumb right here. This shows how stupid they both are. Marianne and Umar. It typically that would be more like a stakeholder, right? You get access, to some CEO of a board, even though there's no board with FDMG at all, because there's no school. It's not real. It's not real. Like that check that Marianne claims that Umar gave her for $68,000, it's not real. Until we see evidence of it, it's not real. So somehow being a donor multiple times, like giving him your rent money for real, because he doesn't want to get a job, gives you access to this clown for reasons. Who would need access to him? If the idea is to open a school after 14 years, why would you still need access to him? The only time I need your address is if I'm going to sue you. And I need to know where to have you served. That's it. And yet Umar does not like to take service. Because when the court tried to get him on the writ of monition, they had to serve to the school because they didn't have an actual physical address for him. And then he cries and whines about lawsuits because he's a coward. This makes, y'all understand how this makes no sense. Who the hell wants access to him at this point? Other than these weird ass women that fiend for him. Oh, and Devontae.
This is where I was like skeptical. When you check in, let me tell you, family, you call the hotel, you're like, I'm calling because there's a special rate for the block room. And you said, I'm with the FNDNG. I need to get a room from block room. Them hotel, they're not going to be liable. They're like, okay, yes, there's a special rate. The room is $40. I don't know how he finagled that. It was $40 a night. Nice hotel. But he's bringing a large party. So they gave him a discount. And then
no evidence
he travels
on this.
a lot. He usually stay with them. So, there's a business connection with the hotel. So them people, when you're checking in the room, they're like, okay, we're going to put you in the blocker room for FDMG. The rate is an extremely special rate, but we want to advise you the individual who's in charge of the blocker room will have access to all those rooms.
Is she saying locker room or blocker room? What the hell? Has anyone ever heard of that? So if you give him money every month, you go to a hotel to meet him, $40 a night for a locker room? Why? But yet no one is asking for evidence on what's going on with this damn school after 14 years again. Do y'all hear this? How's that any different from him saying, pay me $500 to go out on a date with me? What? Y'all, this is insane. I just want to thank you all for tuning in and listening to this with me because, I thought I was crazy or something when I'm hearing locker room here. This concept of you giving him money every month. You get to go to a hotel for $40 and meet him there. And what is going on? Man, this guy's community is not even, y'all sound like a whole cult, a whole ass cult. The Umar is getting their freak on and $40 a hotel. Coco is gonna turn this into a song, y'all. That locker room for $40 a night at these nice hotels. Who knows what the hotels they are? We don't even know the name of the hotels, right? This is great. Did y'all hear this? Yeah, that's what they want to focus on, as opposed to demanding proof that the black mold is eradicated and treated. No, they want to go to a hotel and meet him because they've been giving him money every month to buy him Cinnabons, not to go towards a school opening. So the payoff for that, their treat is to spend more money at a hotel now for $40 just to have access to him because reasons at a hotel. What the hell? You would think Umar would have his own house or something. Like, no, hell no, because he's an idiot. What am I hearing? Oh my God, y'all, this is something else right here.
I never stayed.
Hit that like button, you all. Thank y'all so much for watching. I just want you all to hear this stuff, so we can all have a good giggle or be disturbed together. I don't know how to feel about this. I don't know if I want to be mentally disturbed or just laugh at it or both. This is craziness. Has anyone heard of this?
In the locker room, this is where I was like skeptical. When you check in, let me tell you, family, you call the hotel, you're like, I'm calling because there's a special rate for the blocker room. And you said, I'm with the FNDNG. I need to get a room from blocker room. Them hotel, they're not going to be liable. They're like, okay, yes, there's a special rate. The room is $40. I don't know how he finagled that. It was $40 a night. Nice hotel. But he's bringing a large party. So they gave him a discount. And then he travels a lot. He usually stay with them. So, there's a business connection with the hotel. So them people, when you're checking in the room, they're like, okay, we're going to put you in the blocker room for FDMG. The rate is an extremely special rate, but we want to advise you the individual who's in charge of the blocker room will have access to all those rooms. I'm like, what kind
of shit is this? Why are they there? Why are they there? Why are they staying at this hotel? Did I miss the event? What the? Did y'all hear this? He would have access to all these rooms. You can't.
No, he called us donors. So when you're a
I
donor,
had to rewind it.
you have personal access to him. When you're a donor, when you go to that little cookout,
Yes, ma'am.
donors, there's a block of room where the donors can stay in the block of room. There's a big, beautiful breakfast the following day. You're getting that special
Treatment.
attention with the leader. Exactly. But
Okay.
I never stayed in the block of
So
room.
you paying all this money every month just to have a night with him at a hotel for breakfast? And you still got to pay for that. Y'all hear that? You got to pay your own travel. You got to get to the hotel. So that's travel. And then you still got to spend money for the hotel itself. No, all those donation dollars you've given does not pay off on anything for any reason. You know how they, when they do stuff like this for pyramid schemes, investment schemes, you know, you buy these packages and stuff, we'll give you like 14% ROI every week. And then the top hitters, you know, of this investment scam, yeah, you guys get to come out on these cruises and enjoy all the benefits of having given me all your money. Come hang out with me on this cruise that you still got to pay for. That's a characteristics of an investment scam. He's already got these tiered contribution packages on his website. You can't make this up.
This is where I was like skeptical. When you're checking, let me tell you, family, you call the hotel, you're like, I'm calling because there's a special rate for the blocker room. And you said, I'm with the FNDNG. I need to get a room from the blocker room. Them hotel, they're not going to be liable. They're like, okay, yes, there's a special rate. The room is $40. I don't know how he finagled that. It was $40 a night. Nice hotel. But he's bringing a large party. So they gave him a discount. And he travels a lot. He usually stay with them. So, you know, there's a business connection with the hotel. So them people, when you're checking in the room, they're like, okay, we're going to put you in the blocker room for FDMG. The rate is an extremely special rate, but we want to advise you, the individual who's in charge of the blocker room will have access to all those rooms. I'm like, what in the
locked off room?
Chicken
that's
fry?
wild.
What in the chicken fry?
I was with you. I was already.
So they already warned you. He may come in that room at any time. So I'm like, what
you mean? What you mean? He may come in that room at any time? Umar. First of all, I would never be a part of this because I would never give him my money. And I certainly would never go out my way to go to a hotel and then still have to spend more money and have breakfast just so he can have access to me like that. I'm breaking your legs and your feet, you ham hawk. You walking turkey leg. I'm breaking many bones of your body if you think you're going to walk up in my hotel. What the heck is going on? It's like a freak off, except in a hotel because he's too cheap to buy a house. We're just missing the baby oil. You can't make this up. Yo, come to room 130. All the fun was had in room 130 though, because you know Umar was getting his hair sponged and all. Devontae, how dare you keep quiet on this event? So this has been happening the whole time. Anyone ever went to these blocked off hotel rooms? Who's ever been here? Anyone ever been to these hotel rooms? Because it sounds like he's trying to not reward you for being a donor every month and giving him thousands of your hard-earned dollars for you to still get nothing. You can't even get a receipt now. Definitely not a school. But if you go to a hotel to go hang out with him, he's got access to your room at any time. For what seems like a blocked off hotel room, because I've never heard of a blocker room. Yo, you can't make this up. You think each room block? I don't even know. That's what she's saying, a blocked off room. She's saying blocker. Like blocker room. Otherwise, what the heck? Oh my God, I have never heard of this in my life. Has he always done this? Who's ever been in these blocked off rooms at these hotels with Umar? I have a lot of questions.
So to be honest with you, I never stayed in the blocker room, but I have gone to the morning after breakfast every
Pan-African freak off.
Every morning. I'm not even lying. Yeah, when we go to all those women who participate in the blocker room, they're there, but they're not there.
How do they look at the next day?
They look stoned. They look just dazed. I'm like, what the hell y'all did?
Umar, we're not gonna believe that it was only women now. All right. I'm sure Devontae at some point joined you on this journey. or whatever you were meeting at Hyde Park.
Last night, did anybody sleep? What happened? What happened?
Freak off.
And so is this supposed to be like, is this like a religious institution?
It ain't religion. The conscious
or spirituality, is not religion.
The conscious community is for Black empowerment, for Black
this is not empowering at all. It's a scam. That's it. There's no empowering in this. He's just taking people's money and they're dumb enough to keep giving it to him. It's a scam. It's a scam. It's for nothing. It's just to feed him, little Debbie snack cakes and ginger ale and Cinnabons and peach cobbler and other bullshit he eats. That's all that is. He's not even trying to be smart enough to go get licensed or credentialed or certified or buy a house or a car with it. Nope. He's going to keep spending it frivolously on food in hotels, blocked off rooms, so that he can just walk up in there at any given time, because of reasons. She said nice hotels. We all know nice in her definition is the Red Roof Inn. So let's just assume we're talking about the Red Roof Inn. No, we're not talking about Hilton and Marriott. The Red Roof Inn. Doubletree, maybe. That's it. And it's got free continental breakfast. Like some bagels and Danish. Maybe coffee and hot chocolate. Some sweet tea or something. Yeah. This is the biggest load of crap I've ever heard in my life. If he is doing this, these hotels need to stop entertaining him. Blocked off rooms that you still have to pay for $40. And for what? Just to have breakfast and then he can just walk up in there at any given time? You might as well give him a key to your house. Anytime you want to come to my home, just feel free to come in. Here's a key. Why pay $40 for him to walk up in your hotel room at any given time? Just give him a key to your house. Whenever you're in town, Umar, here's a key. Just come up in here. Umar, the queen of YouTube, I wish the hell you would come near my neighborhood. You getting your ass whooped. Many people over here carry. We all got cameras. I wish the hell you would. What the hell? They cool with this stuff. People are booking rooms so he can just walk up in there at any given time for $40 and some cereal and maybe oatmeal and a muffin. It's beyond incomprehensible. You can't make this up. You cannot make this up. Oh my God. He's just gonna walk up in your room. Yeah, oh my God. This is something else. And I mean, why is he giving access to people's rooms at any given time? Never mind if you're taking a bath or you're in the shower or anything. Oh, dear Lord. Oh my God, this is so disturbing. Honestly, why not have it for free? You got all these people giving you money like this every month. So they get nothing for free. You can't even travel there for free. You still got to fly, drive to wherever the hotel is. And you got to pay for the hotel itself. Plus, incidentals and everything else. So, I mean, you might get the rate, but you still got to put your card on file. So if the room is effed up, they're going to charge your card. Because he's not putting his card on file. He's not covering the price. No, he's just, allegedly getting you a deal. But he's going to have the key to walk up in there at any given time. Into your room. Forget if you got kids or anything.
And to advance. So when you come in the community, they
Oh
treat
my
you. You
goodness.
are your brothers and you are your sister's keeper. I'm telling you, the
No,
community has a lot of good stuff in the community. It ain't no
that's
cult
not a good
family.
thing.
It's just bad people like
No,
Umar that makes the community look bad. Let me tell you.
that's cult like nonsense. You can just walk up in a hotel. Y'all, this is the third part. Oh my god. I can't see what I'm hearing.
The community look bad. Let me tell you
This is
something.
the thing,
When you
Miss
get in the
Marianne.
community, they push entrepreneur. I'm not lying to you. I am not lying to you.
That entrepreneur means nothing. Polite tried to do the same thing, and Polite was scamming like hell. Yo, we see episodes about Polite. Shout out to Hood Horse. And he called himself being an entrepreneur. And he was just scamming people. This is what they push. It's not just Umar. They push all these people that sit here and scam. Nature Boy. Pharaoh, he need to get himself together. It's not just him. She's sitting here saying that she represents the conscious community. And look how bad she's lying. They ought to be ashamed. They should be telling them that either y'all sit down or we're going to whoop your ass. That's it. Being an entrepreneur is not a good thing if it involves you perpetuating a scam. It's stupid.
You get in that community. If you have an entrepreneurial spirit, you're going to be making money.
Oh my God. Yeah, they're just going to give it to you blind.
When I met Umar Johnson, my grandmother had just passed away. And the church that I serve at now, I walked away from because of how they treated my family during that time. Now, I compared the conscious community, because I know what you're talking of. I compared that to how church conducts itself, like a worship service that I attend. The African drummers that come in, that was like the praise team, if you will. Umar, before he got up and preached to the congregation, there was someone that gave announcements about upcoming events. Like everything was just like a church service. And so when I say that, I don't say it to be disrespectful.
I wouldn't call it a church service. It's more like a format of it's more like a format like to raise Black consciousness, to say, like, you know what, because they have a thing in the community every Friday, you're encouraged to buy black owned, not to go out and spend your money with nothing that is not Black owned.
Y'all remember FUBU? For those who remember FUBU, the clothing line, y'all remember FUBU? Yeah, that was Black owned too. And their clothes cost more than like Ralph Lauren or Lacoste, depending on the sale you can get. I could get polo shirts on sale like $20. Go to an outlet, you can have a good old time. I get a coupon code or a special deal, and they have a sale, and you at an outlet, so it's supposed to be cheaper. Oh yeah, you can go to Ralph Lauren and do some damage. FUBU, a shirt, and this was when I was in high school. This was back when I was in high school. Would cost like $80. I could get a polo shirt for $20, an authentic real polo shirt. FUBU clothes would not only shrink, the colors would bleed all over the place. So the quality was garbage. And guess what? FUBU no longer exists, while Ralph Lauren is still thriving. Everything that glitters is not gold. Just because someone comes along and says, oh, this is for us, by us, does not mean that they're not trying to take advantage of their own community. FUBU being the prime example. And their clothes were always expensive. The material was always garbage. And the quality sucked. And they went out of business. Because they tried to take advantage of their own people. They want Black people. They want to support Black people. They wanted Black people to buy their clothes. No, don't go buy Ralph Lauren, Lacoste, Duckhead, Maurice Francois Jabot. Don't go buy that. No, it's stuff that that was like huge name brand when I was growing up. No, come buy FUBU, and then you buy a shirt for $80, and they realize only one wash is going to destroy this shirt. $80. Can't take it back either. One wash is going to destroy this. You can't make this up. I got so I said never get. I'm not going to support something simply because they're black. I'm going to support it because it's good quality. It's a good deal. It's on sale. It will last long. It's not going to shrink or bleed all over the place. I'm not going to sit here and support just because they're black. When you have Umar asking for money and think that he's only getting it from the black community because he knows he's not. He keeps lying about it because in his mind and to his cult members, it sounds good. This conscious community is cult. It's cult. Because they don't care about him walking up in their hotel rooms, for $40 a night somewhere. Just having free access to them. It's disturbing. The hell you gonna let this Oompa Loompa just walk up in your hotel room at any given time? What hotel would make that type of agreement to where they cannot assure the residents of the hotel, their guests, are going to have privacy? What hotel allowed him to make that type of agreement to where he would have 24/7 access to these blocked off rooms? And you can't be guaranteed any privacy whatsoever. So he can just walk in there, take your wallet, walk back out, and then what? And you're in the shower. You don't expect anybody to be able to just walk up in your hotel room. But you mean to tell me that the hotel is willing to risk being sued because someone invaded their privacy and just walked in their room? All because it's Umar Johnson. What hotel allowed that dumb crap to happen? I'm curious. Y'all know? Name the hotel. I would love to know what hotel allowed that crap to happen. Because that's something else. Nobody should be able to just walk up in a hotel room for any reason ever. You're not paying for them to be a guest on your list, on your room. Even if it's a block room, it's because of the rate, not because of the access. It's so crazy. Oh my God. Oh man, I love my cross colors. Oh yes, y'all. So many brands back then. Man, listen, I was very particular. I was very picky. I was picky. Duckhead was a brand. Chaps was by Ralph Lauren at one point, but Ralph Lauren Polo, of course. Then you had Tommy Hilfiger. Y'all remember that? Tommy Hilfiger, Fubu, Maurice Francois Girbeau. And then, of course, there was the traditional Nike and Jordan. And Filas. These were like shoes, but they made shirts and stuff like that. And Timberland. So Timberland at one point had nice clothing line, had nice coats, hats. And they always had those traditional browns and greens and stuff. Timberland. So the Timbs are still a thing. They still make Tim boots. But when I was in high school, you had Timbs like crazy. Like if you didn't have Timbs for the wintertime, you just didn't have no boots. I'm telling y'all, all this stuff. And you got clothing companies that had good quality clothes, and they would have sales and everything. Fubu refused to have a sale. I've never seen their clothes on sale. And yet they had the cheapest quality ever. Couldn't make that up. Child, Philo work with Fendi now. Do they? Yay. Oh, that's right. Lugs, y'all. Lugs. I wore the heck out of Jimmy Z. Jimmy J, is it Jimmy Jazz? Jimmy Jazz clothing store, y'all. That was something I noticed more prominent up north. But they did have some locations here. Jimmy Jazz. I used to order my sneakers when I was my ex-husband's sneakers and stuff from there. My sons, when they were babies, from Jimmy Jazz. like some jeans and stuff, Rockaware. Yeah, oh my God. That made me go back and reminisce. FUBU still sucked. Out of all of that, FUBU still sucked. You can go get, man, you can get like a nice Timberland set on sale at a good deal, or buy a nice little Tommy Hilfiger used to have the track sets too. And you get some little Jordans or something. Had a hat, head to toe with the shirt and everything. Socks too. Tommy Hilfiger was like the low end ball version of Ralph Lauren. And then they came out talking about they didn't like black people. It was like, okay, well, we saw how fast they went down the drain. And Nautica. Y'all remember Nautica? Nautica. Oh my God. I can say it reminisce all day on some fashion. Nautica. It was Polo, Tommy Hilfiger, and Nautica. Those three lines was just like top three. Maurice Francois Jabot clothes used to cost, they were expensive. But on average, you saw Nautica, Tommy Hilfiger, and Polo. And when FUBU tried to squeeze in there, and people was like, nah, that stuff cheap. Man, we stopped buying it. And then they ran out of business. Because people stopped buying it. You can't say this is only for us, by us, and then you got cheap that you putting out here to your own community. Like this conscious community is pumping out this nonsense with Umar. Buffoonery. The audacity for him to think that you're going to come to a hotel and he's going to be able to just walk up in there. And no one's supposed to see that as a problem. That's not supposed to be concerning. You can't make this up. Yo. What y'all? This is something else. I've never heard of this. I've never heard of any event where Umar just walked into the hotel rooms. What hotel allowed this to happen? I would love to call that hotel and figure out if, Marianne lies like hell. But I would like to corroborate that particular story because that's disturbing.
So it's more of like an empowerment thing.
It sounds like the conscious community is going to get exactly what they deserve. Y'all acknowledge that he's scamming, and y'all still co-sign him.
Listen,
the biggest travesty is if he actually does open up the school and he has access to kids. I mean, who in their right mind would want their kids around that man?
FUBU and Walmart ain't nobody buying FUBU.
Can I tell you something? There's a lot of people in the community that's not feeling Umar. A lot of people in the community. But I'm going to be honest with y'all. The pipe dream that he sold us, if you guys, listen, somebody's giving you a golden school, I don't know what black people wouldn't want that. Mm-hmm. The problem is he probably could have done it, but this nigga's so busy. I apologize. He's so busy lining up his pocket. He's not thinking about his brothers and sisters. It's all.
Then why is the community still co-signing him?
Thank you.
I wouldn't say they're co-signing him. The community is careful because he's such a big public figure. They don't want the saga.
What do you mean? That's co-signing him. Who is Mr. Sticky for you? Right on. This is the best pushback she got in real time. Why are they still co-signing? Because it's a cult. Conscious community has become a cult. Umartardians. You can't make this up. If they're okay with him walking into their hotel rooms all willy-nilly, no, that's cultish behavior. You don't let anybody do that. I don't give a damn who it is. You mean?
Then why is the community still co-signing him?
Oh, I wouldn't say they're co-signing him. The community is careful because he's such a big public figure. They don't want the saga of Umar to destroy the community. Listen.
But it is because they're putting him to the forefront and they don't want to sue him. And they're complicit in him taking money from them for 14 years in a row to still not open any school or show any receipt of anything at all. He has lied to them, scammed them, and they're like, oh no, don't sue him. We want to just sit down and talk to him. We're going to have a conversation with him. Umar, come sit in the big boy chair. It's okay, buddy. No, we're not going to sue you for all of this shit. Never mind. What do you mean? They're complicit as hell. And it makes them look weak. And then they want to force this on all black people. Aren't you black, Lady Luck? You shouldn't be talking bad about him. He's a black man. I don't give a damn about his color. He's a clown, and he is a con artist. He's a scammer. Forget his color. I don't have to sit here and put somebody on a pedestal because of the color of their skin when they're screwing an entire community, when they're scamming people. And you got this community sitting here saying, basically, we're not going to sue you. We're not going to hold you to the fire. We're not going to force you to produce documentation and evidence and put it online. You know, if you do sue someone like Marianne Lawrence, no, we're not going to force her to post up those court documents she said she was served. Nope. No accountability at all. Keep doing what you're doing because reasons. We don't want to feel stupid for doing this, but at some point, they got to come out of that. I want all of the conscious community to be mad as hell at me after listening to this video. But do something about it. Stop being some clowns and some spineless cowards. His skin color is going to cause you to spend out more thousands of dollars to fund his feeding habit and nothing else. But y'all don't want to ask questions about why is it black mold all over these bandos? This conscious community that's putting him to the forefront, they suck. They suck.
You know how many people are hurt in the community? You know how embarrassing that is for the community? The problem y'all not seeing, they're protecting the community. When he went to Brooklyn, he ain't getting love like that. They show up because they're like, we got to go for ourselves to look him in the eye. How can he be this atrocious? You had a group of gay, but that was just to antagonize him. They came in from blank clothes. You don't see that in the black conscious community. These elders were shaking in their boots. People were uncomfortable. They did that because of Room 130. They all showed up, and it made Umar uncomfortable. And I'm telling you something about this guy. Look, I'm not the type of person, I don't speak on something unless I see it, unless I have concrete evidence. But that brother's a little suspect. And then when I sat down with her,
she still didn't show us concrete evidence. Funny how that evidence never showed up, y'all. I still have yet to see concrete evidence of her getting paid any money or, you know, lawsuit filing. She said she was served. Yeah, no evidence at all. Marianne is no different than anybody else sitting here in this conscious community supporting Umar the dum-dum. And these Umar-tardians are still kissing his ass. We owe him nothing. Nothing. He does not pay our bills or take care of us. We don't owe him anything. And they don't want to feel dumb about supporting him. Well, stop doing it. Take a stand for once. Grow a spine.
One of the elders, they explained something to me, and I want y'all to listen to my voice. There's some men, they're not gay. The elder explained it. The elder's like, we wouldn't call it gay. But from time to time, it may not be a consistent behavior. They engage with the other sex. But they still want to lay with the opposite sex. I'm telling you, family, this was told to me. Because what I can't understand, why on earth would you lay up with her? You're protecting your reputation. You don't want nobody to see her coming out the room with you. But he could spend the night. Too.
Why is the conscious community afraid to say homosexual? Or bisexual? Maybe Umar's bisexual. Umar, come out the closet. They rather just turn away and not even acknowledge that happened, as opposed to just saying, like, you know, maybe he's bisexual. What are we talking about here? They're afraid to say that. They're afraid to, you know, admit that they failed after 14 years to get Umar to do anything with a school. They're afraid to admit that they've been scammed and conned, and they need to stop supporting a dumbass scammer who's not licensed or certified. Oh my God. They're scared to say this because reasons. We don't care about your pride and ego to the conscious community or the elders of it. I don't care. I could care less about your pride and ego. Stop letting a scammer take advantage of you and then expect all black people on earth to accept him. We owe him nothing. Umar can kiss our ass. Why don't you learn how to say the same thing? It's a cult. How dare you speak about our cult leader? Okay, well then don't feel dumb when you keep giving him your rent money.
Grown men in a room emerging out of the room like 9:15 in the morning. Cut it out, family. And then he's such a liar. He went out of his way to tell us there was a couch in the room. I'm the producer. I went in there with my assistant. I ain't lying to y'all. I ain't got no reason to lie to y'all. We made a welcome basket for Umar. We played that basket before Umar touched Cleveland soil. So, and what that tells me, the fact that you got to make this elaborate lie, nigga, you're hiding something. What are you hiding? What's there? No one asked you anything.
Well,
why
maybe
did
the
you
lady
have to say there's a couch in there.
Miss Marianne. The reason why he kicked that lady out because she didn't want to wash his hair and sponge his hair. That's why she kicked him. He kicked him out.
Just crazy. Just crazy.
That's a joke. That was a joke, y'all.
Yes, I know. I'm just so stressed with this Umar stuff. I'm not lying to you guys. And then me, I'm gonna tell you guys what my stress is. Like, when I spoke, because Baba, none of these other want to come. I had one that agreed to come on the channel, but Baba's like, yeah, but I don't want you to show my face. Because Baba, no, he's like, you know what? We all know he's wrong, but you got to protect the community. You got to move carefully.
When protecting the community, getting the cancer out of the community?
Bingo.
Yes, I agree with you. But a lot of people think the community got a bunch of wacko in it because of Umar. I'm telling you guys, I read the comment.
I see what you, but see this. I see what you're saying, Miss Marianne. It's like I equate everything to a religion, a church. So it's like you have a chief bishop that's over a church body, if you will, and he has put certain people in place. The chief bishop has, and the congregation, they know the spirituality portion of what they worship is real. It's just people that's in place is messing it up. So it's wow.
My bad.
It's one of those situations. Quit being weird, Minnie. It's one of those situations that the community it's polluted with messed up people, but it's folks that don't want to walk away because they really believe in what it can become. But that's
I think
shame on the community.
We don't want Umar to destroy the community because we know the power of the community. We know the good stuff that are in the community.
So why not go branch off and create your own?
Why not process?
What you mean branch? I mean,
y'all putting kids in jeopardy.
My bad.
It creates a generation that thinks that this type of behavior is okay.
No, and it's not okay. Manny, can I say something to you?
Yes, ma'am.
That's why I regret the way we frame it. We're like, give us our money back or open the school. I swear to you, we knew in our heart of heart he can't open the school. We're as shocked as you guys looking for the outside because we're like, is it possible?
Wait, Miss Marianne, I didn't understand what you said. You said that you regret the way I said it.
No, we regret the way we frame it legally. We're like, pay us our money back or open the school. We knew he couldn't open the school. So the purpose of this was to everybody get their little money. We know a lot of people are not going to get their money, but we knew, just like I walked away with some cash, they all were going to walk out with their $8,000. This person's going to walk out with their $5,000. Everybody's going to walk out with their money. And then we're sorry for those who don't get it, but we're like, yo, we're getting our money back.
Right.
We're going to flip the script talking about the school's going to open. It took us off guard. We're like, oh my goodness. He said, I'm not lying to y'all. He told us renovation is complete. So we're like, we didn't see that. We didn't see that coming. So if he opened the school, ain't nobody getting no money back. They all came to that reality. So the question is, my question is like, well, is it going to really open? Can he get away with it? Like, and I'm thinking that opening,
Ms. Marianne,
that's for him not to pay none of us.
I have a question for you to give to your lawyer. If the school opens and it's not functionable and it causes black mold exposure to anybody, isn't that like a flaw? Isn't that like?
First of all, the city's not going to allow anything that's going to put minors into jeopardy.
Facts.
They're not going to allow that. That's fact. So, and under our impression, we're thinking like, okay, school ain't gonna open. We got them by the ball. This man told us renovation is done. School's gonna open. I'm predicting. This is my prediction. I'm sorry. I'm predicting this man gonna show us some kind of cosmetic finish. Like we really don't know what's And then when he failed the inspection, he's not gonna come truthfully and say I failed because I didn't get this done. He's gonna tell you the city's against him.
Right.
And then, so when he tells you the city's against him, he's going to play on black people's sympathy. Well,
isn't that fraud, though?
Yeah, of course it's fraud, but how you going to prove that?
Okay, well,
it's easier on the sideline for us to say this, say that. In a court of law,
right?
The lawyer told us.
There it is.
if you guys can't pull no receipt from your bank, don't even be part of the 40 because we're going to remove you out the 40. He's like, the only strength we have is to show this money was given under this intent for this man to open the school.
Right.
This is where our strength
Substantiation.
was.
And,
This is
and
where
see,
our
that
strength
goes
was.
back to what I was saying earlier today in our conversation with Manny and Make a Change on the panel. It all goes back to what you can prove. You can bring all these receipts of what he's doing with moldy buildings and all of this, but
it's been 14 years. I mean, you can prove that he's been saying this for 14 years, and yet no school. No school at all. No permits online. Here are all our Cash App, PayPal transactions. Money has not been spent towards opening the school. No vendor invoices, no contracts, no nothing. And the people who have tried to reach out to give him desk or to help do whatever they can, plumbers, electricians, and other vendors that have reached out, and they have evidence and documentation to prove that they tried to volunteer their time and service to aiding towards renovations for these bandos to be converted into schools. He ghosts them and block them. You have a man that tried to give him free desk and just wanted 50% reimbursement on gas and labor, and he blocked the man. That's not the sign of someone that's trying to actively work towards opening a school up. You don't block that person. They're free desk. She's sitting here like they treating her exactly. Chris, they treat this person, they treat Umar like a savior, like a god. Like, oh, there's no way you can pull him down. No, how dare you? Come for our cult leader. It's cultish. But yet, they don't want to sue him either. Oh, we got outvoted, for class action. What do you mean? Here's an opportunity to get discovery out of him, and you don't even want to move forward with a lawsuit for the purposes of getting discovery that would be available to the public because, court documents are public information. He wouldn't be able to request for that to be sealed. The judge would be like, why? They can file a motion for it. There'll be a whole hearing on it, and they will have to show to the court why this stuff should be sealed or redacted or covered up. No. If you have evidence to prove that you're doing something, charts and graphs aren't it. They should have asked for receipts and transactions, contracts, specific evidence they should have been asking for. They didn't ask for. Either pay these people back or open the school up. Why is that a contingent? Based on what? Because now you're talking about him getting the black mold out the way. And we all know he's not going to do that. And if he tries to blame the city, guess what the city needs to do? You know what? You can blame us all day. We will shut this crap down and turn it to a parking lot. And then I'm going to be one to write to the mayor and say, you have an Oompa Loompa that's trying to protest in your city on some dumb shit he failed to do for 14 years. You might want to get the National Guard. We have an army. We have military. Get them. You can't force people to just open up bandos with black mold all in it. And then you want to put kids in these buildings. And those parents supposed to somehow maintain custody. Get out of here. This is ridiculous. Y'all. This is what Marianne's sitting here trying to explain and being Umar's mouthpiece and all. Literally.
Has he done with the money that you have given him?
And I told
you,
he broke the money on graphic. That he showed, yes,
okay.
He showed proof he collect only from people that looks like him. He didn't take money from no white people, right. No Chinese, no other.
They can't prove that. They can't prove that.
No, it was. That's why I tell you guys this is a process. They
They
showed up with some charts, some elaborate chart.
Fuck the charts, Marianne. Screw the charts, girl. I'm not trying to drop the F-bomb. Screw the charts. The charts are stupid. Who cares about the charts? Yeah, they showed up with some charts. Are y'all impressed? Let me know. Hit the 4 if you're impressed about these charts. Hit the 4 if you are not impressed about these charts. Because, charts and graphs that we still can't see. Somehow that's supposed to solve all our problems. Yeah, no, the charts and graphs, that solved it all. That was enough. She was convinced after seeing these elaborate charts and graphs. You know, her and 39 other people. Yeah, no, the charts and graphs, man, that was something else. Them charts is powerful. No receipts, though. Y'all, these charts were so colorful. They were red, black, green, and yellow. And then he threw in a little pink, pink power. Umar paying homage to his heritage, his true nature. So you got that pink power in there. A little teal, turquoise, whatever. Whatever makes him feel dainty at the end of the day. I feel pretty. Oh, so pretty. He feels pretty and witty and gay. You came in, listen, Umar, just come out the closet, all right? But those charts did nothing. They're not receipts. Because those charts will not be on file with the court. If I were to notify the court to say, I would like to get some proof of transaction of whomever paid these judgments, they're not going to send me those charts and graphs. Those transactions are going to have a person's name and the amount, maybe a payment method. That's about it. That's the information I want to see. I don't care about your charts and graphs. Yeah, he feels pretty. I imagine Umar walking around with a pink tutu on, trying to do ballet. Who's the pretty girl in the middle there? Okay.
Right. And then we told the attorney, yo, we need to see receipt from contractor. This is their little design. We need to see receipt from the contractor. So the thing is, he's like, when he opened that school, he could show us something cosmetic. You know what I'm saying? And then tell you, oh, Delaware block him. Like, it's so
common. You guys were supposed to get a receipt.
Not necessarily. You're missing the point, man.
No. I hear what you're saying.
Our attorney is asking, okay, can we see receipt from contractor? Because you get an HVAC put in, you're gonna get a receipt, family. You go to Walmart, I don't care if you spend $5, you're gonna get a receipt.
Right.
But the fear that we all have, we're not gonna get. They're not gonna get no money. They're not going to get money, and the attorney knows that. That's why they secure their payment. This man is finagling, opening a school where he knows Delaware is going to block them, and black people, he's going to pull that black race card. Look, y'all see, this is what I was fighting for years. That's what the delay. He's going to blame everything on racism.
But Miss Marianne has been saying the same thing, and that I've been saying the whole time. Like it really does not matter about what happens with the money at this point, because he can point to the building, and once it's one of those, the church. No, I get you. No, it's like tithes and offering. Mm-hmm. The congregation doesn't get a receipt from that. Now they're supposed to get something. Hold on, they supposed to get something that they can file on their taxes. You're supposed to get something.
Any church you go to. I'm a church goer. Any church you go
to, right?
You pay tithe. They're gonna church accounting is gonna give you a report for tax purposes.
Right, but it's not going to give you that Sunday. You're not going to receive a receipt for the tithes and offering that you donated that Sunday.
Exactly.
Tithes, that's what I'm saying.
Exactly. That's irrelevant. Hold on, that's irrelevant, because you let Marianne say it and Umar say it. They keep a record of everybody that's donated. So if they can give you something at the end of the year, it's an accumulation of what you've given throughout the year in donors, in donor money. How are you going to send me some at the end of the year? And let's just say hypothetically, it lines up to my transactions on my transaction log. If you're giving him a cash app every month for $500, well, 500 times 12, you should see $6,000 come in some tax statement from him. Otherwise, according to Marianne and Umar, they lie like hell too about maintaining records. He claims that he has a record of everybody that's donated, but yet he has not sent out one tax statement. Funny how this works, right? Not one tax statement to any of these donors to show them what their yearly contribution was to him, because it's not going to FDMG. And that's what he's going to go to court and say, Your Honor, they made out this money to me, not FDMG. So there's nothing to give them to show them what they've given to FDMG because the money was made out to me. They put my name in the subject line of the Cash Apps and PayPal. They did exactly what I told them to do, like the dummies that they are. Because they keep doing it and keep trying to defend it. But if you go to court, you can get the transactions from Cash App and PayPal, the platforms. So whether you get a receipt, the moment you send the money out, the receipt comes from the platform you're using. So in essence, you do get a receipt. Now, whether you get one from him would be irrelevant. If you have proof, you have given money to him and you were smart enough to put FDMG in the subject line and not his name, that is your receipt. Your transaction log with Cash App and PayPal is your evidence to show that you sent money to him and it was received. And if he wants to sit and challenge that, guess what? Well, me and my attorney are going to get a subpoena to get records from Cash App and PayPal, the companies, because they still have a record of the transactions on their server as well. We'll just subpoena them for it. Let's not pretend like we can't get documentation in the year of our Lord 2026 when everything's done electronically. We'll just subpoena them. Forget Umar. He's going to lie and act like he has nothing. He gave them charts and graphs, but he didn't show them a list of donors, any expense reports on how much people gave, or none of that. He couldn't give any of that information. But he just made up some charts and graphs like somebody can't just fake that and make it up and create it out of nowhere with no data. Where's the data coming from? As if he doesn't lie. Umar's the biggest liar and hypocrite, narcissistic piece of that I've seen slug this earth so far, next to Marianne Lauren. But listen, Cash App and PayPal keeps a record of everything. So your receipt is your proof of transaction when you send him a Cash App. Put FDMG for the purposes of FDMG, renovations, and school opening in the subject line. If he doesn't like it, who cares what Umar wants? Because he said that there was an FDMG bank account somewhere, but yet we'll never know the name of that bank either. Somehow it's frozen. Now there's another one open with another bank that we still don't know the name of. We have no power to shut down a bank account. Can we report for fraud? Yeah, we can, but we don't even know the name of the bank. I don't have a problem, Umar, saying if I reported your bank for fraud, your account, I would have to show fraudulent activity occurred. What evidence of that do I have? He blames it on us when the bank probably caught something. They have a fraud department in every bank, Umar. You're an idiot. They probably investigated and saw some fraudulent activity going and didn't like it. You know, like you claiming there's an FDMG bank account, you're probably using that money for your personal needs. And you getting upset because people are reporting you to the IRS. Well, if you're not committing anything fraudulent, you shouldn't have anything to worry about. But this is how he acts when the idea of a class action allegedly comes down the pipeline. The only thing he can produce is a chart and graph. The court is not going to give a damn about that because the judge is going to look at that. The jury is going to look at that and say, where is this data coming from? You could have just printed this out and created this using, paint and 3D graphs and art. You could have just drew this out with a crayon. Who cares? What is the source of the data? If you can't give that, then we don't care. So it wouldn't fly with a judge or jury either. Then judges are not that stupid now. They would ask that. And I'm sure if you had, some class action and they decided not to settle, there will be a jury trial. And the jury will be asking about that. So he wouldn't have been able to get away with it. And then, like I said, subpoena the actual platforms you're using to send him money. Whether you're sending it from your bank, Cash App, PayPal, Zelle, you can subpoena these companies and get the transactions. So he still comes in with nothing, and you can still bring evidence to show not only did you send him money, but based on the documentation from Cash App, he deposited into a bank account. They confirmed that. They may not be able to confirm the actual bank account number, but they can confirm that these transactions, these payments were cashed out into a bank account or were transferred out and went somewhere else. They went on a card. It went somewhere. He will still be screwed. That's why I'm like, why won't Marianne just sue him herself and get to the discovery? It's stupidity for me.
And the reason why, it goes simultaneously. That's why he keeps saying donations, because he's sliding under the door with that word.
Okay, but under the 501c3, if you're
still
getting
has to give us receipt, though. He still has
Right.
under
Who's
501c3,
responsibility for that?
That's what I'm getting at. I'm not questioning neither one.
That's why you have a board of directors. He has none, so he's not
He doesn't
accountable.
have that.
None of this is real. Everything is not real.
According to the 990.
With not even one secretary. He's a one-man team. He doesn't have any board of director. He don't have any. He doesn't even have a right man wing.
According to the form 990, it says in there that you have to give a receipt. It also shows exactly what Mr. Sticky for you was saying. You have to have a board of directors. And on the 990, he does not have none of that. This is one of the reasons why he doesn't have his 501c3 now. But as long as you're under a 501c3, anybody give you a donation, you have to give them a receipt.
Exactly. Manny, all I can say, just like you guys are watching on the sideline, we are. Listen, a lot of people are looking at this. Because notice a lot of content creators are not even jumping on here. They're like, all right. He said, renovation's done. All right, we wait. He gave a date.
What do you mean we're not jumping on it? Dare you lie through your damn teeth, Marianne? How dare you not recognize the queen of YouTube? Who's not jumping on this? We've been calling him a liar from day one over here in the LLC. You out your mind? It's like she's heard nothing. So Marianne is strapped to some alternate. It's the literature world, you all. I told you all, these people are high as hell in the literature world. They're trapped in these opium tents where they're high 24/7. In the literature world, nothing's real over there. They're stuck up in their imaginations for sure. Either their own imaginations or Umar's ass. I mean, seriously. Her head is so far up Umar's ass, she hasn't seen the light of day in a good 10 years. You can't make this up.
On February 7th, he gave it.
We'll be waiting.
Everybody, we're all patiently waiting to see these renovations. We're all patiently. Those charts that we saw, y'all gonna get them too. They're elaborate.
We should see the permits for all the renovations too.
Well, he's going to show the public something, and then he's going to tell you, now I've submitted to Delaware. We're waiting for our permit. FBNG coming. He's going to give us a date. This man's going to give us a grand show. This is how the liar operates. He gives you this finale. And then I told the group, I said, you know what? We've done our very best. We gave him grace. All Umar had to do is pay us and go quietly in the sunset. And once Umar paid us, that was going to prove to the public, look, this guy's shady as hell. How many people
y'all hear the dog trying to send us a message? Just barking up a storm.
Going to keep paying. We knew either way, it was a low blow, but it was going to make an impact. This man turned around, he blindsided everybody talking about the school's going to open. Our attorney in shock.
He lied.
People who are looking on the sideline are in shock.
He lied.
He's been saying that for years. And believing some graph he made up, that's a mistake. Where are the facts and receipts that back up the info that's on the graph?
Thank you.
Well, see, this is the problem. They're not in an actual courtroom, so they're not before a judge.
Exactly, they're game playing.
We're not game playing because he has his attorney. We have our
attorney. Are game playing. They're playing games. They're playing games. Dumb games at that. None of this would fly, even for mediation purposes. But she did not say we were mediating. She said she was served court documents in Greater Cleveland Court. You can't make this up. Yeah, well, I'm sorry. Somebody said you need to stop saying that, lady. Look, you know what? She did make this shit up, and it's still stupid, man. It's so crazy.
When you're going back and forth, you're negotiating.
I'd rather hit a dog.
Team A present something, Team B present something. Then you're like, okay, we need you next time we meet again. We need you to bring this. So it was already asked to him. I told you guys, we want receipt from all those that don't renovations done, but we want to see the actual contractor that you paid to do all these renovations. That's already put on the table. That's already put on the table. It's a process. It's not like we go in front of Umar and it's over. It doesn't work that way. I don't know if I'm using the proper legal term to explain it. Maybe I'm not coming across
Nothing
clearly.
has happened.
It's a process.
I know exactly what you're saying, and it's because that's why I asked, are y'all in mediation? Because it seems like y'all are just, you're at the round table and y'all are seeing what you can work out before it goes before a judge and goes to trial.
Well, they didn't want to go to court. We wanted to crush them without going into court. And this is where I got voted out. Because I'm like, this man's a con artist. You can't take that rent with him. We're playing with fire. I told them that.
Right. Like in the legal process, they will be considered, if I'm wrong, I know in family court, that would be considered mediation.
We went the legal process.
It's called the certificate of peace.
The docket. Somebody would cover every content creator from high end to little content. Everybody would cover because you got something official on the docket. Umar's trying to avoid that. Umar wants to work behind closed door. He wants to handle this privately. He doesn't like.
Why would you let him do that?
He wants to work with fellow grifters.
I got a document that's going to support the next grift that Umar is going to do according to Sister Marianne. Okay, he's going to blame the city, right?
Yeah.
And I'm going to show you why he's going to blame the city if brother KKC push this up.
No, let's just stick to the conversation, man.
No problem. Because what it is he's going to fail. Yeah. He's going to fail the punch list, the contractor's punch list in order to get the certificate of occupancy.
Exactly.
And see, this is.
But you know what? This is very sad.
Here's the thing: this conscious community is letting him do all this behind closed doors because they scared of him. There's some cowards, and I'm saying it. This conscious community, or whatever this is, behind Umar are cowards, spineless cowards. You don't have to do this behind closed doors. You could take him to court for F's sake and get the discovery. If he has an attorney, allegedly, and you had attorneys representing almost 40 people, and the retainer was paid, why would you allow him to force you to do this behind closed doors? What is there to vote on once you paid for an attorney and got a retainer on file with an attorney? What are you voting on after that? It's stupid. And guess what happens? You still walked away with nothing out of this. The graphs and charts are not real. They're fake. He made them up. And the conscious community is sitting here scared of his ass. Can't prove where he got the data from. They know after 14 years of this, he will not be opening a school. He will not be able to pass an inspection. And any parent that dare thinks to take their kids into those black and mold infested buildings are going to have to face CPS. We're going to report all you dumbasses. Because I would rather see these parents get reported than to have these kids go home sick, laid up in hospitals, because their mothers trying to get up in Umar's shangle stick, pawn up their kids' health in exchange for an interaction. That's some clown shit. You don't do that. We see with our own eyes in these videos all that black mold. There's no application for anything on file with the city at all. And has not been since 2023. And the last thing that was open and pending there had nothing to do with renovations. So what are you trying to send your kids off to? You're a horrible parent if you send your kids to those buildings. And you should lose custody. You got dogs that take care of their puppies better than some of these women sitting here fiending for Umar. With his nasty ass. Y'all, he's unbathed. Oh my good Lord. And they're scared of him. They don't want to sue him. But they want to sit here and do all this behind closed doors. And let him push them into that corner? For what? They don't owe him that. You know, it's the power of the cult. It's a dumb cult.
Sad, because again, I want y'all talk about the conscious community. I want you all to open your heart, open your mind, and understand. In this great nation of ours, I don't care if we got racism, we're at the bottom pole. I have Caribbean background. Black America is the top of the Black race. We're the richest. We're the smartest. When I say the smartest, meaning access to education. Even the person who lives in the ghetto, your lifestyle is better than someone in a third world country. So what I'm saying to you guys, that goes to show you how that power structure. If Umar was doing that to a white community, Umar would have been shut down a long time ago. They don't care about us. They don't care about us. You understand? They're allowing this to happen. You think white power structure don't see Umar raping the Black community? Come on now, family. Come on. We got to call a spade too now. We got to call a spade. We got.
You know what?
They don't care about us. And then that
we all know this stuff isn't real, right? There's no lawsuit. There was no meeting. There was no attorney. We don't know the attorney's names. We have no idea. Like, you know, I'm just saying to move the conversation along. What she's saying about these charts, they're not real. If they did exist, they would be fake. This stuff isn't real. She can't even keep the story straight between there being some mediation or something being filed with the Greater Cleveland Court. Because if there were something on file with the Greater Cleveland Court, I would have pulled the court documents already. For her to keep saying, you know, these country creators are not on it. Heifer, I am an independent journalist. And you know I would have pulled the court documents if they existed. It's funny how you're not posting anything up either. And you claim you were served. An ombudsman can't serve you. This is the same heifer that claims that she was served. And somehow they mediated. What's the case number, Marianne? Because you keep daring me. So I dare you to post up the case number and the court documents. Here on Earth, not in Literature World. I'm in no mood to go to Literature World where you high as hell on opium. I'm not doing it. Bring your ass here to Earth and post up the court documents. You want somebody to talk about what's on docket with the court. You can't make this up. She contradicts herself from one statement to another. So that's why I keep saying this isn't real. No content creators covering this. Because it's not real. We're in no mood to lose our minds today. We're not, girl.
That's the thing the community is saying. The community is like, why? Why is, and then the community, these Black leaders, we got to say, hey brother, yo, wait a minute. Wait a minute. What's going on here? Where's the NAACP? Where are they? Where's that guy? That
51. He's 16 days old, younger than me. He's
Umar's old as hell.
He's too
old for this.
He's 51 years old. So he can't keep this up too much longer. Like, is there somebody that's a predecessor or something, somebody he's grooming that we need to look out for? Because if the community is not stopping him.
He's a one man. And then he ain't the only leader. We got different leaders. The problem with the conscious community, now everybody got their own thing. Once they rise in that level of Umar, they're doing their own thing. We have Polite. This brother fell because he.
Well, look at what happened to him.
Yeah, you know, we got a lot of powerful. Umar ain't the only one.
Well, okay, but she said we got Polite. Why are you claiming Polite? Did y'all hear that? This heifer just claimed Polite. You can't make this up. Marianne, you are disgusting. You're disgusting, Marianne.
The one man. And then he ain't the only leader. We got different leaders. The problem with the conscious community, now everybody got their own thing. Once they rise in that level of Umar, they're doing their own thing. We have Polite. This brother fell because.
Why are you calling him brother? He's in prison. Why even claim him? Are you kidding me? It's as if they can't disown somebody. You know, oh, you go to prison and you scammed everybody. You got with some let's say the underage minor. Hell no. We're not claiming you at all. This dumb demon Polite is in jail. We don't know who he is. The end. We have no ties of connection with him. He's been disowned. I don't care about his race. Are you serious? She keeps claiming him. Yo, we're gonna catch the new episodes on Hood Horrors. This Polite guy is so deplorable and detestable. You should not be willing to claim him. For F's sake. You shouldn't even say who we have. Why do you have him? Why do you have him? Oh, God. Yeah, I just listen. Thank y'all for tuning in. This is going to be the last video we check out here. Because I do want to do a second live stream on Candace. It's not going to be a long one. But this is something else. This is her claiming Polite here. Oh, Marianne, you're a disgusting girl.
Well, look at what happened to him.
Yeah, you know, we got a lot of powerful. Umar ain't the only one. That's why I tell y'all,
not powerful.
If y'all take the time, just go and sit at a conscious meeting. Just sit. You ain't got to be part of the community. Just sit. Let me go understand what these black people are doing over here. And you will see, family. You will see.
And see, that's how I got into this, Ms. Marianne. So after I found out that Umar was scamming, and I walked away from the whole African spirituality is what
I don't practice African spirituality. So you got that in the community. Not everybody. I'm a Christian by background. Cornell West is part of the conscious community. You guys know how many times I interact with Dr. West. He is part of the conscious community, but he has a Christian background. There's powerful black people in the community. You know how many rappers are part of the community that you go through some broke down community, some poor ass community, and you've seen a millionaire up in there. Family, look, let me tell y'all. But
he's not helping the community come up.
No one's saying anything. I don't understand it. I don't understand. Maybe he's as powerful. Maybe, I don't know. I don't even know how to word it to you guys.
They might.
Yeah. Don't word it. Because you keep saying he's going to open a school. Can't make this up. Yeah, that was the last of the 3 videos there. And it's insane. It's insane. So, that's all I want to show in this one. We got I got 2 other videos I wanted to show. Yeah, throwbacks. Uncle Mo did one. And then there were 2 videos. One is about this so-called Academy Vision and preview session where he kind of just wrote on a whiteboard, a dry board, some nonsense for almost an hour. And then this one here where I guess he called himself trying to apologize and then blame people for holding him accountable and calling his ass out. Something we gonna keep damn doing. Because I don't owe him nothing else. I don't owe him nothing. Well, I could care less about how you feel. You know that. I've definitely made the book or whatever. Struggle Streamers, whatever you want to call it. I don't care. He's still a scammer and a con artist. Why you can come in here, Haywood, talking about why do you care? Because children shouldn't be going into a black mold infested building. You dumb moron. Asking stupid questions like that. But that the Umar Tardians, that's what they're here for. To ask dumb questions and nothing else. So thank y'all so much for tuning in. Hit the like button. Thank you guys so much for your support. Shout out to Coco for a cash app. He sent the cash app for the support over to the LLC. Says for being awesome. Thank you, Coco and Miss Coco so much for supporting me here in the LLC. I'm gonna keep calling out Umar, dumbass, Marianne, and the conscious community. Because they ought to be ashamed of themselves if they're gonna let him get away with this and not hold him accountable. They're not demanding evidence or anything. They're not posting anything up. They're not presenting any receipts or anything. They want to handle stuff behind closed doors and knowing that's not going to get anywhere. And he's been at this for 14 years about opening a school. They claim he's doing something positive. They can't prove what he's done. So he's done nothing. He just takes their money, tells them, write it out to him and not FDMG. And then he spends it on, Cinnabons and Little Debbie snack cakes and ginger ale. That's all he do. That's it. It's that simple. So he does nothing. He has no benefit to life or humanity or anything. And Marianne is becoming a close second, parroting his nonsense with no evidence. So if you guys want to support the channel, feel free to hit a super or Cash App or Zelle or however. I appreciate you all, but make sure you hit that like button. Yeah, because you want a response out of me, Marianne. You're going to get one. Stop daring me, girl. Don't dare content creators. Don't dare YouTubers, independent journalists. Don't dare us to sit here and respond. You want to report and cover something. Talking about you've heard nothing. What? Okay. Now you're getting it all. So here's where we are. We'll be back at it tomorrow. And I appreciate all of you all. Hit the like button. Leave me your thoughts and comments below. Except the one that keep asking me, why do I care? You can't make this up. It's like he's okay with these kids going to this building. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate all of y'all. Let's check out the $5 super here from Seth. How you doing, Seth? Thank you for the 5. What's really bizarre is no one ever asked Umar if he's a doctor. Doctor of what and where. Exactly. They just, whatever he says, they just go with it. And that's it. And they cool with it. Somehow they sleep peacefully with him lying to them. And he's not licensed or certified to do anything. Having a degree does not mean that you're licensed or certified. Those are two different things, different concepts. So that's that. And they keep taking his nonsense and buffoonery. So for that reason, keep reporting his ass to the Board of Psychology in Pennsylvania. They've already gotten his ass once before. Keep reporting. Thank y'all so much. I'm going to get to the next one. You guys tune in if you can. If not, I will see you all tomorrow. And until then, the Queen of YouTube wishes you all a good night. And until the next one, Lady Luck Club out. Deuces.